What?
You can try. Oh no, yeah, off. Anyhow, good morning everyone. We're just messing around with lights and as usual, all different kinds of things. Hello, happy Saturday. Happy January 2nd. I hope everyone had a wonderful, lovely, safe New Year's. My name is Lael Kankar, and if this is the first time you are joining on one of our Saturday sessions, welcome. I have a business called Lael by Mail, and normally during non-coronavirus time, I am doing a lot of traveling and teaching, and I teach at events all over the country and even the world. And I teach at local independent scrapbook stores. I am teaching all different kinds of things. Traveler's notebooks, mini book projects for scrapbooking, scrapbook layouts, all different kinds of things. But with COVID, things have obviously changed for many of us. And that found me really not traveling at all in 2020. So on March 21st, I did my very first YouTube class. And that was about traveler's notebooks. And here we are. This is 42 weeks later. So, as I said, if you are new, welcome. What we've been doing probably the last 3 or 4 months is every Saturday we are getting together and we are listing. We are doing creative listing, and I use a traveler's notebook to do my creative listing, but people use all different kinds of things. You may have just a spiral notebook. You may have a notepad. You may have a composition notebook. But the process of going through our lists, making lists, does a couple of things. For a lot of us, it's social. These Saturdays are purely social, and it's a way for us to get together, albeit virtually, but to get together and be social. It's social for me because I get to chit chat. A lot of you, it is also social because you are chatting. If you are participating in the live and watching live, there is a live chat that also takes place, and that is over on the right-hand side of your screen. So it's a wonderful bunch of people that are there from week to week. Sometimes people are always there. Sometimes, well, there's always people there. But sometimes those of you are always there and others are bouncing in and out. So if you are watching on a replay, welcome. And if you have just found me, welcome. I list a lot of things in the comments when we do these, or excuse me, in the description of the video when we do these live sessions. You have a link to the subjects or the topics for our listing sessions for this video. So you can always find those there, but you can always find those ahead of time, either on my blog, which is at laelbymail.com, on my website. You can sign up for my email newsletters, and those go out always the day before with a link to the blog for the topics. You can subscribe here to my channel on YouTube and click the notify button, and that will notify you when I'm going live. Social media as well. So I include links to all those things in the description of the video down below. I also use lots and lots of products as we are working. I have links to many of those in the description of the video down below as well. So a number of those products I sell on my website, and other products I have included links to other places that you can find them if I don't sell them. I always like to mention, so important. If you have a local scrapbook store, a local craft store, it's really important that you support your local business and your local community. So always encourage you to shop local first and to shop small first. But if you don't have those at your disposal, and I know a lot of us don't, then you can hopefully find what you need in the description of the video down below. Today's topics, we have 3, potentially 4. It just depends on how many we get to, and I will tell you what those are very quickly. The first one is called About Last Month, and at the start of a new month, one of our very first lists that we typically do is a list about last month. In this case, about last month would be December. So I'm just listing a bunch of things that happened in December. Some of them are in my life, some of them are in the world, and we kind of do that. And that's just something that we do. You can always plan on that, the first Saturday of a new month. The second one, since we have just finished off a new year, we've been focusing last week and this week on things that happened in 2020. So our second list is 2020 trends, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with this one. The third list is something I'm calling 2020 by the numbers, and we'll get into that when we get there. The last one is things to focus on for 2021. And that is kind of my spin on New Year's resolutions. So before we get started, I have a couple of things. First of all, I have the giveaway winner. Last week, we did another one of our, we did another one of our giveaways. This is the List It 2 stamp set and other stamps and little pin and sticker from my friend Andy, and she is the one that designs the listed stamps for us. She has sponsored that prize, and she's always so wonderful. She and I had a wonderful conversation today. We have some fun, exciting new things coming, so can't wait to share those. Anyhow, the winner of that stamp set, last week, what you needed to do was to leave a comment on last week's video. And I always see lots of questions about this. You aren't able to actually leave a comment on the video until after the live is over. So make yourself a little note. You'll definitely want to go back and make a comment on this video. Stay tuned. But anyhow, I read through all of the amazing comments from last week. So one of the things that one of our lists last week was things that you did well in 2020. And I think that's always a hard one, especially this time of year. We're always looking at what do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to do better, right? Because that's just what happens with New Year's resolutions. So I thought it would be good for us to focus on what we did well in 2020. And I just love what you guys had to say. From I survived, which was a big thing, right? Some of you did some amazing things with your children and homeschooling. Some of you did really well at losing weight, which good for you, or keeping weight at bay. Others of you battled some pretty serious health issues, and just lots of really good things. But the random winner for that prize pack from last week is McFarland 4601. I think that's Robin. So Robin, if you are watching, congratulations. You will want to shoot me an email with your mailing address, and I will get that shipped to you this week. Scrappy Matilda, if you are on, you won last week. I know you won last week, but that's on my list to get out to you as well. All right, very last thing, you guys. I have something super, super, super cool for our giveaway for this week. And actually, our giveaway is going to be for the entire month of January because it's pretty spectacular. One of the, this is going to make me cry. One of you that has been around for quite some time reached out to me last week and said, hey, I have something that I would really like to give to you to give away. And you guys, it is an Epson PictureMate printer. It's one of the printers that we talk about all the time, and it's one of the printers that I use. And that was just, I read her email and I'm like, oh my gosh. And she asked to remain anonymous, which I completely understand, and I will respect her wishes. But she said, you can decide how you'd like to give it away. So I put a lot of thought into it. And this is what I would like to do. Since she is paying kindness forward, and it's very much kindness that she's paying forward, I would like us to do kind of a pay it forward kindness. So with this one, this may not be for you. Well, unless you nominate yourself, which is okay, you can. I would like you to nominate someone that you think could use that Epson PictureMate printer. If you have no idea what we're talking about when it comes to that printer, I always link the printer in the description of the video because it's one that I use pretty much daily in my crafting projects. So I would like you to nominate someone that you think should have the printer. And the way that I'll have you do that is you will leave a comment in the description of the video. So once again, you cannot comment until the live is over. So if you're watching live, for sure make a note because I want you to go back and nominate someone. It is, what a spectacular gesture, right? Just amazing gesture. So I'm actually going to jump onto that as well. The person, and I'm not quite sure, I think normally I would say random, but I think in this one, I think that it's something that I will choose, and I'll probably have Nick, my husband, help me choose, and maybe Jack and Sam, our boys, and I might even enlist the help of the individual that is donating that printer. I mean, it's brand new, never used, in the box. I'll see if she would like to participate as well, but we'll read through all of the comments, all the nominations, and then decide who will receive that printer. But what I'm going to do is for the person that nominates the person, I'm going to also pay kindness forward and do a $50 gift certificate to my website. So I will bring that up again at the end as a reminder. And if I forget, you guys help me remember, right? Help me remember in the chat to do that. So with that said, isn't that just the coolest thing? In fact, it took me a couple of days to respond to her because I was floored. I was really floored. You guys, you are a great community. I mean, we have built a really cool, very small little community here in our Saturday sessions, but it's so special. So with that said, we are going to jump in, and I've got blinds to open. I have lights to turn on, no lights to turn off. But when we first do this, remember, arms and legs inside the right at all times, because the camera's going to spin very briefly, but it's going to spin. So hang tight, and we are spinning. 1, 2, 3. Oh, guess what? I forgot to turn on my iPad here, so I'm not sure what we're looking at. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so let me, I'm a little bit penned in here between the studio lights and all of that. So let's get some natural light in here for a sec. I've learned that if I start out with all of the lights on, the studio lights, it's just not good. It's not good for me. It's a little too bright for this middle-aged woman. Alrighty, so let me get this going real quick. I hope everybody's ready to have fun. Okay. I had this, but okay, there we go. We are just about ready. I was messing with this. I should learn just to leave it alone. I don't leave it alone because we were trying to Zoom. Hi, Joe Lynch from San Diego. I just saw you pop in. Hang on. Let's get, without everything totally shaking here, guys. Hang on. So we're not like off the desk, off the table. I went the wrong way. Okay. This is something that I really can't, I can't adjust or see any of this before we start. Oh, heavens, Lil, what is going on here? Okay, we might be there. Okay, we're there. Alrighty, so let's see. We have, oh, Baja, I love your name. That reminds me, there was a group way back when called Baja. I think that's how you pronounce it, maybe. Marilee, yes, thank you for the reminder. Please, 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 if you enjoy our Saturdays, click the thumbs up button. That is so, so important. Oh, I missed some kind of good joke, Kylie, on bail. Or no, Karen, on bail. Bail. Oh, hopefully no one had to be bailed out from New Year's. And if you did, well, I hope you're home now. Michelle and Wanda, good morning. Karen, Jessica, Serlene. Yay, you guys. Okay, Serlene's here for the first time live. Glad you could make it. Are there any other first timers, you guys? Curious if there are any other first timers. This is your first time here. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I know everyone in the chat will give you a warm welcome. Colleen just asked, did I ever find out what happened to the internet connection last week? You could all still see and hear me. You could? Oh, goodness. I hope you guys, I should probably go back and read. I'm worried. I don't know. I will be the first to admit, when I get frustrated, sometimes bad words come out of my mouth. And I hope that bad words weren't flying. And you know what? If they were, I'm human, so I apologize. Barbara, it's her first time. Welcome. Oh my gosh, Barbara and Kimberly and Linda. Love it, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so did I ever find out what happened? Yes. Sam, our younger son and my husband Nick were working on something in the garage, and they turned off the power for something. They flipped a breaker on purpose. And what I couldn't figure out is everything else in the house was on. All the lights in here were fine. It's just that it happened to be the breaker, I guess, on the Wi-Fi. So there we go, or on the cable or Comcast or I don't know, whatever it was. I will also tell you guys, Karen Haynes did not end up getting a gun and shooting her printer. It miraculously started working last week. She later let me know. So I thought that was kind of funny. I think she commented on Facebook. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump right in. One last thing I want to say, you guys. Every once in a while, I get an interesting comment after the fact. And it's someone that, well, not someone, because it's not the same person every time, but it's people that haven't joined us before. And they, I think, get a little frustrated because sometimes it takes a little bit to get going, like, right? We're 15 minutes in and we're now just kind of getting started. And that's the format. And I want to make sure everybody understands that. If it's not something that you care for, that's okay. Just move on. There's a lot of chit-chatting that happens because there's a lot I need to talk about. I mean, you guys are my friends and this is our social. So it's also a live stream. And anytime that you have a live stream video, they're quite a bit different than a pre-recorded video. Because with live streams, things just happen, right? We get off on tangents. That's when our friends Scatter the Squirrel comes into play. There really is no agenda for these sessions other than we list. Sometimes I will stop and won't make it all the way through the list. It just kind of depends. So that is what I think most of us are here for. And just kind of know that's what it is. All right. Starting out with our list from last week. So let's just take a quick recap and look at the list from last week. I don't think there's really anything that I changed. This was our first list, things that made me fill in the blank this Christmas. Yes, exactly, Terry. Oh my gosh, Terry, I just gave you a new nickname. Terry Leto, your name is now Taro. And I think that's because I also read motto at the same time in your comment. You do you. Yes, that's very much the motto here. You do you. So you do whatever works for you. I do what works for me, and rambling on and telling stories and going off on squirrel tangents, that's what works for me. So did I see my friend Angie's here? Hi, Angie Blom. Okay, friends. So first list, things that made me, and I did a fill in the blank this Christmas. So it was laugh for me, and I don't think I added anything. Still haven't done something here. I had mentioned that here I was going to make another list of, oh Lordy. All right, friends. Golly jeepers. See, now I know. Let's see if you can see me. Golly jeepers, I said. Okay, good. I don't know if I just lost you guys for a second, but what I was looking at paused. And as I looked up, there was a little message on my phone saying that our Wi-Fi did not appear to be connected to the internet. So now we are on data, and I'm going to plug this in because that will make my phone go very quickly. Yeah, see, golly jeepers. I'm going to make sure when I freeze that I use terminology like that just because it's friendly for all ears. Okay. This list I was going to do, kind of ask each of the four of us in our family what their favorite gifts were. This one, things I did well this year. I don't think that I really changed anything there. I mean, don't mean change. I don't think I added anything. And I loved this spread. I thought it was just so fun and bright. And next one, keeping it real, right? 2020 things I want to forget. Nothing on this one changed either. So that's good. And we had a long session last week, right? It was 4 hours long. It was long, but it was fun. I loved it. There is one little thing I did on this guy. I came back in and I outlined that little die cut, the it will be okay. Other than that, you guys, that was it. So, we are ready to roll on our first list. The first list, and it's not going to be the first one right here. It's going to be, because I need to jump around a bit, because I have a single page here, and my first list needs to be a double page. So the first list is about last month. Again, about last month, that is the list that I do the beginning of each new month, and it's just kind of a rambling run-on. Okay, it's just kind of, I had to get situated there for a sec. It's just kind of a rambling run-on. So this is my list for November. This is the one I did in December. This is November. Terry just asked a question that I wanted to answer. She said, are you starting a new TN for the new year? It actually is just working out that way, Terry. Normally I wouldn't necessarily focus on doing that, but it's actually working out that way. We're right here at the very end, and the lists that I have planned are going to end me the end of this Traveler's Notebook. So I will be starting a new insert for 2021, and there will be a number of them, because if we look at when we started this one started in, oh goodness, this one started in October. So took about 3 months to fill up, 3-ish months to fill that up. But I will be going into a new insert. I know, serendipitous when that happens. And if it doesn't happen that way, we're actually going to talk about a couple things as we get going. Well, right before the last list, one of the biggest questions I get is, how do you start a new one and how do you end one? So we will talk about some ideas on how to end an insert, especially if you like to do 2 pages and there's just 1 page here. And then how to start a new insert, especially if you like to do 2-page lists or you kind of want to do a little bit of intro there. So we'll talk about that as well. So first list is about last month. And as I've done these, I think I started doing this in September for the first one. I don't remember, August for the first one. I do the same format every month, and that makes things really easy. If I follow the same format, then I don't have to really think every time on what I want to do, but it also gives it kind of a nice cohesive look. Now, if you wanted, you could probably have an entire insert that's all it was. It was just your about last month's. Here's a hint for next week. Because it is a new year, next week we will do a list that's about last year or about this year, depending on how you want to word it. But so we'll do a whole recap for the year. Okay, so I started out with a photo. This is a 4x6 photo, and when I say it's a 4x6 photo, right, that is a 4x6 piece of photo paper, right? I printed that out on my Epson. That's the PictureMate PM400. That is the one that our anonymous donor, not that one, this is mine, but that is the printer that our anonymous donor is giving away. But with that printer, there is a free app that you can add to your phone, and it doesn't matter if you have an Android or an Apple. There are different templates, and I make use of those templates all the time. And this is one of the templates. Well, one of the templates, the template would actually have room for another photo right there, but I always leave that one blank because I like to put some things in that area. So I have pulled some photos from the month of December, and that will be the start of, let me just put this little guy over here just so I can keep coming back to that. That will be the start of December. So there we go, about last month. So this will go right here. Oh, it's all clean in here, you guys. Which means I forgot to get something out. I forgot to get my tape runner out. Oh, these are back in stock. These are back in stock on my website. So, along with the refills, but the little gun, whatever it is, the gun, that's what I call it because it looks like a little gun. It's our adhesive gun. Karen, the Project Life app. I don't know how to do borders in the Project Life app. Joanna, do you have the Epson PictureMate PM400? You guys, one of the things, and it's on, I still need to do a video about kind of how to use that and then the app. So I'll get to it at some point. All right, so this will go right about there. And over here, I always start out with the month, and I use letter stickers. So I'm just trying to decide, this is getting super bulky. I think it's going to be okay. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do my base on an entirely different piece of paper and then just adhere it there, but I think it's going to be okay. So I have pulled out the Alpha sticker book, the Brights, and I'm doing the Brights because the red and green. Although I think I'm just, actually no, the red and green, yes, I forgot why I was going to use the red. I'm going to use the green for the title because there's a lot of red in Christmas product, but not so much green. So I know I want to use the green. And this will be the last Christmas. After this, I've got all of my Traveler's Notebook Christmas stuff ready to go away. To make sure that I have enough letters, right? I need to make sure I have enough letters to spell December in my green. This is my little tip. I come in and I just make a little dot. So D, E, C, E, M, B, oh, I have 3 E's. Okay, E, R. All right, so we're good. Now, if I only had 2 E's, I could make an E out of another letter. So I could make an E out of an F as in Frank, if I happen to have an extra F, and then just cut out another little piece of the letter and add it right down there. I could also do that out of a B, so I could just cut part of the kind of the little curves off of the B. I could get pretty creative. An E is actually a really easy one to make because all I need is 1 vertical line and then 3 little horizontals. So sometimes you can fashion a letter out of another letter if you don't have enough stickers. But the other thing that you could do is you could come in and do, you could mix letters. You could mix upper and lowercase. You could mix colors. So it doesn't always have to be the same color, same font. You could mix fonts. You could do a lot of different things. So I've seen some really great ideas on how you guys are talking about starting out your first page in your Traveler's Notebook. What in the heck? Hang on. Everything's discombobulated. We are discombobulated. All right, I just need to adjust something real quick, you guys. I was trying to use my my stand. Nick and I were trying to use the stand the other day for a Zoom call with some friends. Sorry. Just close your eyes for a sec because it's going to get really, oh golly, it's going to get really bouncy as I'm messing. Anyhow, I was trying to use my stand for, hang on. I was trying to use my stand for a Zoom call. There we go. And it wasn't working. Well, it did work, but then that means I have to come back in and readjust everything. So, hang tight. Now that I've done all of that, let's come in and see what we're, oh, heavens to Betsy. All right, there we go. See, it's just this real life, right? This is what happens. It is real life. We're a little bit off the edge. Kind of how we all feel sometimes, right? Just a little bit off the edge. Just a little bit off the edge. Okay, that's gonna have to do. That'll work. Okay, so, gosh, I don't even know where I was. That was like a monumental squirrel moment. All right, I am starting with my title. So let's go ahead and grab our letters. Oopsie. I spent now I'm gonna ramble while I am putting my title down. I spent probably, I don't know, 3 hours the other night. 1, 2, right there. 3 hours the other night. I'm thinking I'm trying to talk at the same time, and sometimes it doesn't work very well. So let's try that again. I spent about 3 hours the other night on New Year's Eve, but it was early in the night, cleaning up my craft room because December Daily had exploded in here. And so That's one of my favorite things to do when the project is over, is to organize everything and purge things. And anyhow, it just needed to be done. So I spent lots of time in here. So things are clean and put away, which is nice. We, on New Year's Eve, actually, some neighbors of ours had an outdoor New Year's Eve party. So they had a fire pit and then a number of different, the propane heaters, and so we had an outdoor New Year's Eve party, which was fun. So we strolled over there at 10, a little after 10, which it just, I don't know, I guess it reminds me of being young. Yeah, because back when I was in college, that's what time you would go out, right? You wouldn't go out before 10 o'clock because, that's just crazy. Nothing good happens before 10 o'clock when you're in college. So, but anyway, we had fun. It was nice to be around some neighbors. We have a wonderful neighborhood we've made some amazing friends here. We have been here, let's see, for about 2.5 years, but it's a brand new neighborhood. So everyone is new, which is really fun. we've never experienced that before. And it's really neat when you have everyone new, because then, it just creates a whole different dynamic. Lots of people from out of town as well, that moved in, people that moved from out of town. So it's kind of fun. Let's see, I haven't been paying attention to comments because I'm talking and then trying to look at what I'm doing. So, what I'm doing here, this little trick, I do quite a bit if I have a longer word like that. So I have just adhered everything to my little ruler. These little metal rulers I have in my online store. Oopsie, careful. I love that little 6-inch because it makes it really easy when I'm working in a traveler's notebook. If I have a big one, it's a little bit harder to do that. But it's also super portable. And really, that's kind of the size I need when I'm working in a different format. So that's why I just did that little thingy there. Put this off to the side because I'm still going to need that. Let me move this guy. Oopsie. Drop some. Okay. Let's look back. Get my Sharpie out. And that just looked weird. I don't know why. Okay, about last month. Always goes right there. I end up putting some little things right here and some things down here, some washi along the bottom. So I think I will start with I'm going to start with this and the washi, because then that will kind of define what happens over here. I have pulled, super easy to find. Look at this, and this is something I struggled with all of December. It is super easy to find red washi. There's lots of really cute washi out there that's red. It's really hard to find green. You won't hear me talk about this anymore because it's not going to be Christmas anymore after this. But finding green, a good green colors to use for the holidays, it's hard. I don't know why. So maybe we'll use these two. Or, I don't know, maybe. Okay, so I need to look at something because I like this little Santa, but it may be too much. Let's do this. I'm just going to play with something for a sec. I want to see what this looks like. If I do that, this one is so cute. It's called Delivering Gifts, and it's just a little Santa like stumbling along with his big pile of presents. This one, I like this green, but I'm worried. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Putting those two together, I think there's just too much going on. See? So here, this is super busy. Love that. But then this is also super busy. So I think the Santas are not going to happen. I am using these guys. This is Home for the Holidays. Those are the puffy stickers from Pink Fresh. You probably haven't seen me use those before because, about mid-December, I realized I found them, a stack of them, the order I had placed, buried under something. And went, that wasn't very good, because I didn't put them on my website. So they're on my website. They've been there for, I don't know, the last maybe 2 weeks, but that's what I'm using. And in fact, I almost forgot to even use them again today, and I'm like, that's crazy. But I thought those would be fun to use. So I think, oh no, let's use Santa. Both of these washies that I'm using, this is Simple Vintage North Pole. Simple Vintage North Pole. There are 3 rolls in the washi because the Simple Stories ones always come in a trio, which I love. So there we go. There's that. There's the start. Okay, so then we need some more things here. So let's see. Julie. Oh, the Epson. Are you guys talking about the printer? So here's the deal on the printer. They come in and out like almost every other day. So just watch it. Maybe add to your phone to give you a little reminder to check it every day. Because literally it's like every day or every couple of days they're in and out. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Who knows what happens on Amazon with Epson, but generally, that's funny. It looks like Yoy. It looks like Yoy without the top. Okay, I think that will go there. I think that will be cute. Just to figure out, because once I attach something, once something gets adhered to the photo paper, it's down. It's not coming back up. Just so you know that if you are ever adhering stickers to photos, they're pretty much, once they're down, they're down. Because it won't come back up again. It will not. Little tree. Okay. After I said that, guess what I want to do? Let's see if the foam stickers will come up, because I really... So it's pulling up the part of the coating on the... Okay. Foam sticker was easier than I thought to do that. So pulled up a little bit of coating on the photo paper, but that doesn't matter because there we go. It doesn't matter because we're not going to see it. I have been using puffy stickers a little bit more in my traveler's notebooks lately. They're nice that they're still relatively flat, but they give you a little bit of, just a little bit of extra dimension. Oh, Canadian conversation about the Epson. Okay, which is totally different. WKN 4LVN. It is the Epson PictureMate PM 400. Yes, it is linked in the description of the video, right towards the top. I left a blank spot in the photo sheet for decorating. Yes, Karen, I did. I actually do that every time because I like to have a little bit more just, decoration. It's fun to play with our stickers and our die cuts and things. So I just don't put a photo in that spot. Alrighty, so then let's see what else might want to go there. This one is kind of cute. Ooh, but this one. All right, I'm going to stop for a minute because I want to start doing my list and then I'll start figuring out where to place things. I like to use ornaments. Ornaments are fun because you can hang them off the top of the page like that. So it looks like they're hanging off the top of the page. Whimsy Fox. Hey, Iris, how are you? How are you, my friend? Undo. I do have undo. However, you know what? I've never tried undo on photo paper. I'll have to try that. In fact, I need to pull that out because this actually comes up a lot. I actually end up moving things around quite a bit. And so I need to pull that out for next time. Oh, let me move this. In fact, I'm going to make myself a little note. Yeah. Undo, okay. Move that off to the side. All right, so to start my list, I just start writing. And this is a run-on list. Run-on lists sometimes are my favorite types of lists because there's really no format to them. I just start writing. So that's what we're going to do here. I made my pre-list because I have to make a pre-list ahead of time. I wouldn't normally make a pre-list. If I was doing this list on my own without you guys, I would not make a pre-list. It's just that I need to have my mind somewhat together while we're working, right? Oh, good. Okay, so Iris said that undo works fine on photos. So I'll make sure to have mine out next time and we'll kind of take a look at that. Teresa, you love washi. You have trouble with it peeling up and coming off. Joanna said sometimes she puts a little bit of glue. You could also put a little bit of tape runner. It just depends on the washi. So just like paper towels. All paper towels are different, right? All washi is different. It just depends. You may have some sticks better than others. It just depends. This guy. Nancy, this is the tool. It is from Creative Memories. And I don't even know what it's called. But my friend Lindsay, I was struggling with trying to lift a sticker one day, and she's like, oh, try this. And so it's been great. Okay, Nancy burnishes hers washi. So I think what Nancy means is she probably does something like this. So you just take you could even take your finger, or Nancy can tell us what she does, but just kind of really pressing down with something that's flat. Okay, so as I start my rambling list, let's see, about last month. Oh, yes. Jack came home to visit. Our son Jack lives in Tacoma, Washington, and is training to become a chef, and everything is closed in Washington again, restaurants. So he has been home. Our younger son, Sam, now what I'm going to do here, I will finish my sentence in a second, but in my list, my run-on list, I like to include a couple of words that are in those types of stickers so they kind of stand out and pop and kind of break up that run-on. So I'm going to use red for my first little example of that, and that is that Sam moved out. Our little Sammy flew the coop, flew the nest. Sam moved out. He moved in with some friends, and I think he's very much enjoying his newfound independence. He had been going to college. It was in his first year, his freshman year, and had his first semester, and then COVID, and then everything for everyone turned upside down, right? So he is now working. He is I think apprentice. I think that's what it's called. For an electrician. So he's kind of learning how to do that. Sam moved out. Eek. So normally I would pull a couple of different colors, but I think I'm just going to stick with the red and the green to really carry through that Christmas theme. So we'll have no other color in here. And this is also a great way to kind of thin out some of your fall product or Christmas product or summer product to do something like this. And then you can totally mix things, right? It doesn't all have to be from the same collection or the same designer or whatever. Okay, Sam moved out. Let's see. That I did my smiles from ear to ear Disney class. Both. This is an update from last week. Both Gary and Carolyn. So my mother-in-law and her husband tested positive for stupid COVID. And they are both doing very well, which is good, since they're older. Really my mother-in-law's tired, no energy, but neither of every once in a while coughing, but really not. And he has relatively no symptoms. The only one was loss of smell. That's how he knew to get tested, because he thought, uh-oh, I can't smell. And then what do you know? So yes, and this is all just, different things that happen in my life or the world. My list like this. And we do this once a month. Well, yeah, we do this one at the start of a new month, or I do. And then I'm excited because it will be a little bit easier for me to do the one next week, which will be about, I'll have one more in this one that's called About This Year. And that is how I'm ending my last 2 pages really in this traveler's notebook, or in this insert about this year. So I'll be able to go back to at least the ones I've done like this, August through December, and pull probably 1 or 2 things out from each month. As I'm continuing to work, I'll talk a little bit about kind of my method for remembering what happened the prior month. Let me, let's see the next one. No snow whatsoever, which is very unusual for here. Oh yes. Another thing that I did a couple weeks, Sunday Zoom crafting with some friends. I thought I could write and talk and explain something at the same time, and it's not going to work. So I'll just explain something and then I'll keep going. With my kind of method for remembering what happened is I'll go to my calendar first of all. Now, there's really not a lot going on my calendar these days, so that's usually a pretty quick thing. Oh, that just did remind me though. Something I can add to my list. That was on my calendar. Then I go to my camera roll. I go to the camera roll on my phone, and I take pictures of lots of things. I take pictures of silly things. I take pictures of just different things. And sometimes I never use the pictures. Sometimes I do. But that is also kind of what helps me to remember at the end of the month. Some people, you might make a list. You might open up like the notepad on your phone and just kind of keep a list of different things. So yes, Denise, your pictures are timestamped, which is so awesome, right? Date and timestamp. So it makes it really easy. Terry, your son moved out too. It is hard, right? You know what's good for them, but it's hard. It's hard. Sarah, okay, I'm totally distracted. Surprise, surprise. Sarah just used the spiral stamp for her list. So Sarah just used that spiral stamp that we played with last week. And that is part of the List It 2 stamp set. Sheila, Happy New Year. Okay. 9 inches, holy cow. 9 inches of snow. Okay, I gotta keep going. I get too distracted. Sunday Zoom crafting. Okay, so I need to cross these things off. No snow. Sunday Zoom crafting. learned how to make a coffee filter wreath. Those are really fun. You make a wreath out of white coffee filters, like 300 or 400. That's fun. The next one I'm going to say is the Christmas star, right? So star I will do in red. The Christmas star, that was kind of a cool thing that happened in our lifetime. That's not happening again for like 800 years. You can also, I mean, if you want to include things that happened, you know, around you, in your city or state or the world or whatever country, you could also probably Google something that said, highlights of December or, you know, whatever the month is, and see what pops out. The Christmas star. Uh-oh. I wonder if there's a star. Not really a star there, but before I do anything, where did those go? Oh. Star there. So we'll just do, oh, that guy's cute. A little star right there. Okay. Christmas star. What else? Oh, Jack cooking lots of amazing meals for us. So good. So yum. All right. I've left a little space right there. So let's see. I didn't necessarily intentionally leave it, but there's an extra space right there. So that looks like it'd be a good spot for a sticker. Maybe this guy. Yeah, that's cute. Wait, what did Debbie do? Debbie, 2020, your son got married. You're going to be a grandma. Oh, that's so exciting. Congratulations. That's something nice to look forward to, right? For next year. That's awesome. Okay. Lots of amazing meals, which, yum. Not so good for the waistline, but you know, whatevs. Sub for Santa that we did with some neighbors. Actually, this list, this about last month was easy for me because I do the December daily project. So it wasn't hard for me to come up with things, remember things. Working on puzzles, right? Anyone else? Although, you know what? I guess I should caveat that. That's not really me. Puzzles aren't really my thing. Nick, my husband, yes. But the only time he works on puzzles is between Christmas and New Year's. I don't know. Well, because he has that time off, so that's probably why. But he enjoys a puzzle. I have zero patience. I can sit down and do a puzzle for about 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. So not so many puzzles for me, but Jack has been working on puzzles with Nick, our older son. And then my dad has been doing it too, which has been a great thing for my dad. Got him also set up at his house with a card table and puzzles. So that's a really good thing for him to work on and kind of keep his brain engaged. Okay, working on puzzles. And what else? April. So I want to talk about something really quick that April just asked about. And I will actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that because as I was coming back and forth to this earlier, I thought, ooh, I need to show how I do that in the next video. So maybe what I'll do is at the very end of the next video, I will jump into that. traveler's notebooks are usually bound in one of two ways. One is staple, the other is stitched. When you have a traveler's notebook that is bound by staple, and I think most of them are, well, not most of them, most of the ones I use are, it's inevitable the more that you add that those staples are only so big. They're little cross arms or whatever the anatomy of a staple is. Eventually will pop open because there's just so much, right? And that would happen if you are, I mean, I think if all you were doing was writing in an insert, that would probably never happen. But when you're adding stickers and things, you're just adding extra bulk, and so that's going to happen. So what I've talked about the last couple weeks, this guy is really big. See, let's see if you can see that. See how the pages are like shooting out the side, the cover. So what I will do when that happens is I will pull out the staples entirely, and normally I slip cover my inserts. I will create a new cover. The cover needs to be a little bit larger because you can see my pages are sticking out. So I'll create a new cover just out of cardstock. It'll be a little bit larger, wider, and then I'll come in and I will stitch. I did a video, maybe video 6 or 7, so way back, probably in May, here on my YouTube channel about how to create your own inserts. And one of the ways that I talked about how you could create them is to just completely create your own insert, so you're not working with something that's already starting fresh like this, and then using either an AWL, or a paper piercer to poke your holes, and then using some string to then stitch it together. So I will in next video, end of next video, I will go through that process on this guy just so you can see. But in the meantime, if anyone would like kind of a refresher on how to do that, or it's new to you, here on my YouTube channel, there is a playlist of Traveler's Notebook playlist. And in there, and it's again going to be a little bit earlier, so probably look for videos maybe somewhere between 5 and 10, unless someone knows ahead of time what that is. Then it'll go through tons of really fun ideas on how to build your own inserts, but then going through that stitching process. Now, my friend Carrie Bradford, she told me, I think right after I did that video, she said what she does when she starts out with a new insert, she actually takes the staples out. So she just works on the pages individually. That also makes it a little bit easier if you're stamping and doing things like that. A lot of times then you're not getting the bulk. And then at the very end, she will go back and bind it back together. So that is another idea. Are there, Wanda, can you buy stitch inserts? You can, but just trying to see here. I'll look really quick. So here's an example of a stitched insert. This is one of my Listers Gotta List books. Well, both of them from about 5.5 years ago. So this is stitched. Stitched. Just if you're looking for stitched inserts, one thing that I would a couple things I would steer you away from, and this is total squirrel. We're just going through some education here. Some of the stitched inserts, not this one. So this is actually okay. And this is, if you look, it's super bulky. So it's kept everything in there. Let's look at the center if we can. And it is still, the center page is still very much intact. This set was it stitched? Stitched, however, perforated. So nice that it's stitched, but I didn't realize this. Because of it was perforated, look at all the pages that have now come out. And that's okay. This all just stays together, and I could put another elastic around it to hold it in place. Some of the stitched, especially if you have stitched that have a lot more pages, just beware. Inserts that have a lot of pages, generally the pages are super thin, like paper thin, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can get a lot of lists in there. It's just that when they're super thin, a lot of times you have to put something on the other side or there's a lot of shadowing. So for example, here on this particular list, so you can see how thin that is. Look at all that shadowing. There's no way I could write another list here, right? Because we're seeing all of this from the other side. So in this case, if you are using an insert that is super thin paper, then just go ahead and put another piece of paper right there before you do your list. I do on my website carry quite a few different inserts, but I don't think that any of them are stitched. Okay. Segue. Okay, now we're back. We have that there. All right. Let me see if I want, okay. I need something short to fit about right in here. Let's see if I have a little shorty. Puzzles. Oh, here. I don't want to say working on again. So we'll do this. Sam's 20th birthday. Sammy turned 20. That's the independent, right? Sam's 20th birthday. My friend Sherry, I won't tell you how old she is. Sherry's birthday Zoom. Lots of zooming, right? Lots of zooming. We went snowshoeing. So I think, actually I won't. I was maybe going to use stickers for that, but I won't because that's a lot of stickers. Snowshoeing. Worked on my December daily. Whoopsie. Worked on my December daily. Not too super exciting, but I had my annual physical exam. I did a lot of online shopping. So I will do online. Why not? We'll do that. Online. I'll do that in red. So I am using, I talked about that a little bit at the beginning. That is the Brights Alpha sticker tablet. But this is where I really like to use these little square stickers. The Teensy Type. The Teensy Type Doodlebug stickers that I have on my website also have those squares. So if you're looking for little square stickers like that, you'll find them in that too. I'm gonna keep those out for a sec. Okay, online shopping. Mari, I love it. My son turns 24 this year. I have no idea how he got older than me. It's the fountain of youth you must have found. Oh, okay. It's not a fountain of youth, but I mentioned last week that Nick and I, my husband, we'd been binge watching over the holidays, Handmaid's Tale, which is definitely not a holiday series, right? Kind of antithesis of it. I shouldn't say anti. But we've started watching Lost. We never watched Lost. Never watched Lost when it was on. So when I said fountain of youth, it was reminding me of the water source that they have in the cave. And I know. Our son Jack keeps reminding me that it's horrible. Lost is horrible because the ending is horrible. And I don't know what the ending is, but I just remembered hearing that when Lost was on network TV, on how people were very disappointed with the finale. Yes, Karen, thank you. Thumbs up. If you guys enjoy, please thumbs up. That'd be so nice. Yes, but here's the deal with Lost though. It also gets kind of creepy, and I don't like creepy things. And then you probably say, well, if you don't like creepy things, what are you doing watching Handmaid's Tale? Because yes, Handmaid's Tale is also creepy, but Lost is in a creepy way, right? Different creepy. Okay, did a lot of online shopping. What else? What else? What else? Oh, bought a holiday / court jester collar for Poe. He's our cat. Uh-oh. Now it looks like P instead of Poe. Okay, so I made a boo-boo, and that happens often, and I'm pulling out my little white gel pen. That is my little corrector. So there is, see how it says P, and then I started writing O and then E, and then it just got all messy. So I just go in my little white gel pen and fix that. Good as new, right? I can't see it, so it'll dry and it'll be good. That was a happy accident. Well, it wasn't a happy accident when the first time I did it. Hold on. Bought a holiday court jester collar. Oh, Lordy. Collar. Did you know you can change color to collar very easily? Okay, collar for Poe. Complete with jingle bells. All right, that's our cat. All right, so that is, let's see, do I have one more thing on my list? What? I would like to add one more thing right there. I'm going to think about one more thing that I'm going to add right there because nothing is coming to mind right now. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap that up. So I need a few things here. Maybe something here, something over here, and something there. So let's go back and look at these. This Be Jolly I thought was so cute. So I think the Be Jolly is going to come into play. Oh, that'd be cute right there. Be Jolly. This is cute. I'm kind of, if you notice, staying away from the things on here that aren't red and green. That can go there too. And let's see this. I think this can be okay because it's still, even though it has a little bit of that different blue color in it, I think it's okay. So we'll do that there. And we need a little bit more. So we'll take this little guy here. And then I feel like I need something maybe up in here. So let's see. Let me see. Maybe just right back to all of the rest of my Christmas stuff is on the floor. So it's not going to happen right now. What is a captioning season? I'm just reading. What is a captioning season? I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Another busy captioning season. Trisha will have to tell us what that is. Oh, Tracy, yes. Don't forget to outline. Something was wrong there. We knew it, didn't we? I just hadn't come to that conclusion yet. That's what was wrong. Oh, that'll be cute there. That little star. I don't know. That just may be it. Maybe we need another little star here. This is another cute star. These are from Vicky's. Ooh, there we go. My friend Vicky Booten. These are the stars from her Storyteller collection. But I've used them a lot at Christmas time because they're just cute for Christmas. All right, I think that's it. I will come in later and add something there. But now I will come in and do my outlining. Like so. And if you are new, this is just something that I do on almost everything I do, this outlining. Oh, you can see my hair in the way. Hi, Donna. I just outline things because it just kind of, to me, finishes them off. And I've been doing it for ever and a day. Ever and a day. And it just looks to me, it looks weird if I don't do it. All right. So normally I date my lists. I don't need to, I'm not going to date this because it's, you know, we know when it is. Oh, and Scrappy Matilda said, and using the date stamp. I know, right? Well, let's look. Let's see if I did. I don't think I did. Yeah, I usually don't date that about last month. So there we go. Okay, about last month, December, all done. We will get ready to move on to our next list. So our next list will be 2020 trends. So real quick, let me just take a quick peek and see. Wanda, there is a Facebook page. I think, well, hold on, hang on. I don't know what you're asking about. There we go. Okay, Terry, thank you. So yes, there's two Facebook pages. There's my Facebook page, which is Lail by Mail. That's a public page. And there's a Lail by Mail Facebook group. And you can be part of both of those. The Lail by Mail Facebook page is really the one where I'm just kind of sharing lots of information, or, you know, what I'm working on and things. The Facebook group, the private Facebook group, and you just have to ask to be invited and I will accept you. But that is where a lot of people, well, not a lot, we're getting there. We're getting more and more people to start sharing. I know it's kind of scary to share, but more and more people are starting to share what you're working on. So when we do our list, you guys all see my list, but a lot of you are doing lists too. So people are starting now to take photos of their lists and show what they worked on. And really, it could be anything you work on. If it's a list or you were let's say you were crocheting a blanket while you were working, whatever it is. They're both Lail by Mail. And those are Facebook. And then Instagram is just Lail Concar. So all of the places, you'll also find links to, I think, all of those, almost the bottom of my emails or the bottom of my website, and even in the description of the video. Oh, look it. So Trisha, so Trisha, when she was saying the captioning, she's a stenographer who takes what you say verbatim, caption the news and things for university. Awesome. Emily in Paris, I heard that was, yes, I heard that Emily in Paris was very good. 2020 trends. Okay, here we go. Okay, next list. Trends is back here because for me, 2020 trends is going to be a one-pager. Let me get out my eraser and then I want to show you guys something that happened. Oh, actually, let's put some of these things away. Now I'm done with Christmas, which means I can finish putting the rest of my Christmas stuff away. For me, this is the only time I won't use Christmas again until probably next November. So, and I have a lot of Christmas stuff because I work on the December daily stuff. I keep them in, all of my Christmas stuff in bins. So it's out of the way in a completely different room. I don't need it to clutter up my main workspace if I'm not going to be working on it throughout the year. So that will all be put away after today. Okay, my eraser. Where did that go? Put this over here. Oh, put those guys away too. Oopsie, squirrel wants to play. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, months ago maybe, that Andy and I were working on a couple of new stamps. Well, when I say we're working on, I mean, I have ideas and then Andy makes them. She's very talented and such a sweetheart. The stamp set is coming right along. That is going to be very unique to Lail and our Saturday sessions. It will have, among other things, a squirrel on it. Squirrel has kind of become my little mascot, right? So hopefully just a couple more weeks and we'll have that one ready to go. Can't wait. Okay, 2020 trends. So what I thought I would do is I pulled out some of my alpha stamps. You guys know my love for Carrie Bradford stamps. My friend Carrie and I have many of them. if you follow Carrie and you don't know, well, even if you don't follow her, she does new stamp sets the beginning of every month. And she has some really awesome ones that she just released yesterday. And with her stamps, it's a really, really, really good idea. It's one of those, don't wait. If you see something you like and you think, oh, I really like that, then you should just get it because they sell out very quickly. So I can't wait to get the new ones that she has till my order gets here. But I pulled out both of these because what I'm going to do, I'm not sure which one I want to use yet. The Juniper is always a well-loved alpha, and the Juniper is like 4 or 5 different sizes. So this is just regular Juniper, no size. Here's Juniper extra large, so giant. I think there might even be like a jumbo too. Anyhow, oh, there it is. Jumbo, look at. So look how fun that is. Giant, 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 giant. Okay, anyhow. But I think, so I'll either use this one or this one. Obviously totally different looks, right? Let me just look at my list of trends here. So, if I was worried about needing more space, I probably would not use these guys because it's going to take up a good, about 1/3 of my page. But I'm okay. So I think I will use, oh, I don't know though. I love those. All right, let's just see. I might use these because I use these all the time. So let's see. One of the things that's going to appear on my, let's do this one. One of the things that is going to appear on my things I want to focus on for 2021 list is to use more of my stamps. So I'm trying to get a jump start on that. All right, let's see. These things that I'm using, that is the Fiskars stamp block set. Those are out of stock on my website right now, but they are on order, so hopefully maybe end of next week. What's so great about them, there are 4 different, I just kind of ran through those, but there are 4 different blocks. This is my favorite part. They have handles, right? They have handles, which is awesome. Because sometimes we're a spaz. When I say we, I mean me. And you sometimes, if you stamp, we're a spaz when we do our stamping, right? And having a little handle sometimes is easier to work with. So someone just said they're really wide. They are. So let's see, because you're right. They may not. I think we'll be okay. So let's get these placed. I am probably, hang on a second. How in the world, have I ever used this one? I think that those have to come out, right? Like, how's that going to work? How is that going to work? It wouldn't work, right? So, see what I just did? It has this little feet on them. Actually, the stamp has a little feet. I pulled the little feet out because it wouldn't stamp right? Because I'd have the feet in the way. I've used the smaller ones before, but apparently never the big one. They're nice too because it has these little grids where you can line your things up. So I want to start over on this edge. This part, you guys, is like watching paint dry. I apologize, but we're just working. And generally, I don't set things like that up ahead of time because sometimes it's helpful to see why we do something or why we don't do something, right? And now I'm concentrating. Now is when it would be nice to have music. But we can't do that. It would be hard to hear, and YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube does not like that if you're using copyrighted music when you're doing that. Trends. Terry, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, so we have some discussion going on. So Tracy said the feet keep the edges of the block from touching the paper. They are deeper than the stamp. That is correct. I think that they're there. I'm actually not quite sure why they're there because they I don't know, they're in the package. I think though, I don't know. We can try it. Let's do that. Let's just try it. We'll try it both ways and see. We'll try it both ways and test and see what happens. And that's sometimes what we end up doing too. Here, this is kind of like a testing thing. We tested the spiral stamp last week and we learned a number of things, didn't we? With the spiral stamp. Like the biggest one was making sure your spirals are facing the correct direction. This guy, I had tested a couple of times. Okay, I'm going to go back and test it, you guys. All right. Maybe the feet keep the pressure even. Maybe. We'll play. I was talking about that and how make sure that your papers, your little stamp's facing the right way. Let's see what happens. Maybe it keeps the pressure even. You guys know I don't ever claim to be an expert in anything. Lots of times I'm learning from you guys as we are working, which I love. All right, so let's see trends. First of all, let's make sure we have enough room. Uh-oh, B, Julie. Yes, I did accidentally pick up the B. And isn't that funny? Because I was reading it, yeah, whatever. That's also why I always test things. Well, there's a number of reasons why we test first, but that's one too, to make sure that your letters are the right letters. And that your words are spelled correctly. Okay, trends. Yes, we have plenty of room. All right, so let's now see what happens here. Let's put these little feeties back in and see. Feeties, like your Wheaties, but your feeties. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe. Get in there. And there. Okay, here we go. Pressure. Okay, when I do that, I can tell that it's sticking. So let's see. I need my little tester stamp. All right, so now let's grab our ink. Okay. All right, so I have to think about this for a second because I'm about ready to stamp with some really black ink. And I wanted, before I did anything here, to turn over and see if I had already done a list right here. Because if I had already done a list right here, and sometimes I bounce around like that, if I'd already done a list right here, it would have been really important that I not stamp right here, because then it would bleed through, right? It would shadow and ghost and it would not be good. So for example, I would not want to stamp right here because I already did my list right here. If I wanted to stamp right here, I would pull out another piece of paper and I would create my list on that and then adhere that right there. Which I think I'm going to do because I don't want to create, this will be a 2-page spread, my by the numbers, and I don't want to have to do 2 pages. So hopefully my whole thought process there made sense. But I'm testing first. Oh, I know, because I was looking at what ink I wanted to use. Okay, let's just test and see what happens here. Oh, okay. The feet work. We don't need to take the feet out. Don't need to take the feet out. All right, so testing like that. Number one, it makes sure everything's lined up, although I have a little grid there, so we're good. It also primes the stamp. I hadn't used these letters before, so it helps to prime the stamp. And then make sure that I don't have backwards B's and D's or something spelled incorrectly. So there we go. But now I need a piece of paper. So let's grab some white cardstock. I'm just turning around for a second. The white cardstock that I use, I have linked in the description of the video. It is just, I buy it on Amazon. I think it's like 250 sheets at a time, but I use a lot of it. I like to use 8.5 by 11. In the scrapbook world, a lot of times everything that we use is 12 by 12. Okay, really quickly, always remember to put your lid on or else that could be a disaster. So scrapbook world, generally everything we use is 12 by 12, just because that's the way it is. But when I am buying paper for my traveler's notebooks, I always buy 8.5 by 11 or 6 by 8. You see me use 6 by 8 pads a lot because, well, we'll talk about those in a later list today. But I do 8.5 by 11 because the inserts that I use are called standard wide. So standard is 8.25 inches tall. 8.25, this is letter size US, so it is 8.5 by 11, right? Sorry, 8.5 by 11, but in this case, 8.5. So 8.25, 8.5, that just means I only have to trim off 1/4 inch, right? So very little waste there. And then standard wide. So wide is 5. Standard wide is 8.25 by 5. These are all the inserts that I personally like to use. I like to use a wider insert as opposed to a standard. A standard insert is this size. So standard is still 8.25 tall, but look at that. It is about 4.33 inches. So just about 3/4 inch narrower, which I prefer to have more room to work with. So standard wide, standard. Standard wide is 5, which means I can now get very easily 2 bases out of my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with very little waste, right? So somebody asked after, I think on a comment after the last video, do I ever pre-cut these? I do. I actually have a good stack that I pre-cut just so I have them when I'm ready, but I always like to work through that process in the video so you can see why you might want to use an 8.5 by 11. Now, I want this to actually be a little bit narrower, just so there's a little bit of a border around it. So let's go 4.5. I'm going to go 1/2 inch narrower, so I will go 1/2 inch taller as well, just so I have a little bit of a border. Now, something that we need to be careful with when we're doing that. I just lost 1/2 inch. We need to make sure that I'm still going to be okay. I am, but just barely. So we'll save that for next time. And let's just do, actually this will be one where it's not going to have any border at all. All right, so that I'm just going to end up adhering right to the book itself. Normally I would do a little border like that, kind of like I've done over here. I cut it down a little bit so there's a little bit of a border, but I don't really have that luxury this time because of this. All right, so let's go ahead and ink that up again. Actually, I'm going to do this. Have a little bit more control that way, especially since it's a large block. Okay. Now, I know I'm going to want to put 2020 up in here somewhere. So I want to leave myself a little bit of room at the top. And I think that will be good. Press down. Karen, are you having problems with your printer again? Huh. It's time for a new one. It's time for a new one. Okay, there we go. Trends. All right. I will clean this off later and get that out of the way though. One thing, I didn't quite get a full impression right up here at the top of the T. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just personally for me, it bugs me. So I will come in with my little black Sharpie and just color that in. Just like that. All right, so there's trends. Now I need 2020. So I think what I will do is, let's get this stuff out of the way. Darn it. That would be adhesive down. Yep, it popped out of its thing. I'll grab that in a minute. All right, move all of this out of the way. 2020. So what I think, oh yes, before I add my 2020, all of these are products from the Pink Fresh Let's Stay Home collection. These are, well, they're new for me. They're new to my website. There are die cuts and also stickers. So I thought these would kind of be fun to use for this list, 2020 trends, because so much of this list is, off to the side. So much of this list has to do with coronavirus. If you're documenting coronavirus, kind of still documenting it, you're documenting it going forward, you're going back and documenting it for part of 2020, this Let's Stay Home stickers and die cuts would be fun to incorporate. And I have linked to those in the description of the video as well. You can tell here, this is one of the reasons why I love the stickers, because look at all those word strips, right? You know how much I love my word strip stickers. Okay, so trends. These are the colors I'll be using. So when I go to find number stickers to go right there, I want to kind of try to pull in some of, well, not some of, one of those colors. And I think what I will do is pull in, let me just look at something. I'm just kind of thinking about what I want to, and I don't think I want any of those, what I want to do for my 2020. I think what I want is, I would love an entire book of just these pink letters. Oh no, guess what? They don't have numbers. Darn it, darn it. Oh, they do, in the uppercase. Oh. Sorry, you guys. I'm like, yay, no, oh, darn. Anyhow, we are okay because I happen to have, so you can tell how much I like these. Look at, I bought 4 packs. Well, I first had the first one. I first bought the first one. Well, actually, first, scrapbook.com sent me to play with. And then I loved them so much, I'm like, I bought 3 more because I love those pink stickers. And I think what I will do, I think I want to use those numbers for 2020. I've linked to their sticker books in the description of the video down below. But I think this pink, you know what? I don't know. That's, okay, that's something different. Yep, okay, that's not it. So the pink's just a little bit too off. So we're going to my standby, and even my standby color. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a minute. I saw something else out of the corner of my eye. Yellow. Let's see, that yellow? Or, nope. Hang on. I'm just pulling out the different colors. There's brights, lights, bolds. I think it's bold. I think the bold might be it. I don't know though. I don't really like that now. Sorry. This is sometimes what we do though, you guys, isn't it? Sometimes you think you know what you want to use, and then you don't. I'm now thinking maybe this this kind of light bluish color. Yes, that's it. Okay. So lights, brights, basics, and bolds. all the alpha stickers I just started putting under one link on my website. Now there's a whole other section of my website that is just alpha stickers because we use alpha so much. At least I do in my traveler's notebooks for titles and things like that. I'm very excited to say that if you like these alpha sticker books from Simple Stories, well, you just might see something new coming. Just maybe. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, my thought here was to do a 20 and then a 20 on the other side and have that divided. Oh, Debbie, hi. Yeah, you haven't missed the whole session. We're still going. You know, you probably were pretty safe to figure we'd be here for a while, right? Because we're just playing. We're just playing. This is my crafty time. This is like my crafty personal time. And then you guys are just hanging out with me. This, and I always say this is the one time where I can just do my own thing, right? I'm not working. I am creating my own lists, and this is just fun. I don't know about that. I don't know. Not sure I love that. I thought that might be kind of fun to do one on either side, but I don't think I really like it. So we may do this and then look for something else to go over there. So 2020 trends. Start thinking about those. There were many that just immediately came to my mind, right? Someone mentioned face masks earlier, right? Yes, definitely trend of 2020 is face mask. All right, I think that will be better, and then we'll figure out something to go right in there. Oh, this little guy. Hey, there we go. That's what's gonna go right there. That is one of the little die cuts. Oh, before I do that though, I need to grab a corner rounder. So bear with me for a sec. There we go. My inserts have rounded corners. And so I want to come in and round this corner for sure. Both of those corners before I add anything up there because I might lose part of it. Let's see. I'm going to come in and actually no, I'll wait, that's on the floor. We still okay? See, look at, and that's okay. I'll just move it over a tad bit more. It's okay if it is a little bit on that letter. Oh, okay, I need that. Do the 20 above and under. Okay, hold on. Mariana, you can see. Here's a hint, you guys. If you are ever, if I'm not seeing the comments, because sometimes I get really focused and I'm looking down and working, and you've mentioned something a couple times, or you really want me to try to see it, if you put it all in caps like Mariana did, do the 20, 20 above and under. So you were saying 20 and then 20 right there. You know what? I know I can't even try it. I just know me. I know me, and I know that having one above and one below will just, even if I did it and left it there, I know it would happen after the video. After the video, I'd come in and I would take it off. Because I just know me. It would bug me. All right. Golly. All right. I want this to be over, but I don't want to round it. You know what? It's just going to hang off the side. It'll be fine. It'll hang off a little bit over the other page, but it's okay because rounding it, I think it'll bug me because it's very linear. And then if I round that part of it, it's just going to bug me. All right, so round the corner. Okay, so sometimes doing nothing is doing something. That could be cute there at the bottom. Today's plans. Streaming shows, partying by myself, shopping from the couch, all of the above, right? Sometimes doing nothing is doing something. That might just go there. One page left to complete in the fall. TN ideas, please. Did you do foods, Karen? Oh, yes. This is washi from Hello Today. You'll see me use that. One of the next two lists, I think, or both. I don't remember. Hello Today. Love, love, love this collection. Love. It's linked in the description too. Okay. What's fun about it is the colors, and sometimes this just happens to work out, right? This rainbow of color right here works with, I'm going to do that so I don't lose all the rainbow, works with the colors in this collection. Two different manufacturers, but colors work together. Hang on. I need to grab my tape adhesive runner, whatever it's called. Okay, let's see. It's really not good when your thing falls on the ground. Okay, hang tight. Here we go. There we go. Oh, trends. There you go. Colors. Color trends. Ooh. Hello. Oh, that just reminded me another one. I got to add to my list. Okay. All right, we'll put this right here. I think what makes me this, well, I just love all these colors. If I was, and never mind, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, we have someone new. Another one new. I missed it. You guys, thank you. You're explaining what we're doing. I appreciate that. Okay. 2020 trends. So this, I don't think, will be a numbered list. A lot of times my lists are numbered, but this one doesn't really make sense to be a numbered list for me. So I do, though, want something, some little bullets. Oh, I know what I want. I think I'm going to grab the List It To stamp set. Okay, so this guy has this little square. So I'm going to use that little square for my bullets. Need a handle on this. Need a handle on the package to get it open. All right, so this one we'll use just a little tiny one. Just figure out where I want that to go. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Oh, that's going to remind me of our ladybug picnic again, right? Remember when we did that a couple times ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ladybugs came to the ladybug picnic. All right, so that's about 1 centimeter. But not really. Okay, what if I did this? What if I tried to do like 2 columns? Let's pretend for a sec. We might have to do a little math here. 5, so that would be 2 and a half. So there's center. And if we did, that means I could do 6 and 6. And I probably want to stop right about there. So that is 3 3/4. Lordy. Yeah, way off. This is where I hate the math, you guys. This is where the math is not fun because there's too many quarters and thirds and eighths and sixteenths, and this is where I would say, Nick, come here, because I'd make him do it. So let's try. What if we do 1.5 centimeters? Let's see if that works. 1.5, then I'd have 3, and then I'd have 4.5, and then I would have 6, and then I would have 7.5. Right? That would work, I think. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So then where do I want to put those? Right there. Okay. I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. And I will use black because I use black for all the things. Yes, Carol. Shiny Pumpkaboo. That is Ladybug Picnic from Sesame Street, right? Anytime I count to 12, it always reminds me of that. The Ladybug Picnic. They played jump rope till the rope it broke. They sat around telling knock-knock jokes, right? And then something happened with the fire truck, I think. I don't remember that part. I'll have to think about that. All right, so let's try this. My anchor is the lower left, sorry, the lower right-hand corner for all of those. They'll kind of be even. Ish. A little tiny bit of bleeding on that one. Pressed, uh-oh. All right, that's okay. So look what happened. I didn't quite, so here there was a little bit of bleeding because I pressed down a little bit too hard. So then I lifted off and didn't press as much, and then look at that. Didn't quite get it down, but that's okay because I'll show you what I would do to fix it. What I will do to fix it. Some ink, well, probably the easiest way for me to explain the different kinds of inks is to tell you where to go. No, sorry, that sounded horrible. Tell you where to go to learn about it. This, I have a little bit, I had a little bit of ink right there. How did I get that? I don't know. A little bit of ink right there. So I'm going to use my little white gel pen to fix that. It's like a little auto corrector almost. Okay, we'll still be able to see a little bit of it, but it's okay. Oh, where was I? What was I saying? Oh, I know. The description of the video down below. I've included a link to an article on scrapbook.com that talks about the different kinds of inks and their different properties, different brands, because inks are different. An ink like this is a pigment ink. With pigment ink, it's super dark generally. You usually get a lot of really good coverage, but it's wet. So it needs a little tiny bit of time to dry. That's why over here I just got a little bit of a smudge, and that's okay. But I like pigment ink because it's at really good coverage. All right, so let's see if I do right about here, I think. Oh, but that can't be the lower point. That then can be the lower, that'll be the lower left corner as my point. And then from here, actually I should probably just do this. I'm concentrating, sorry. Just so I try to get these things to be somewhat even. This is definitely going to be more graphic, isn't it? But I love the black with the color. I think it's just a nice contrast. It's very striking. I don't use colored ink very much. You know that. Sometimes I try to get out of my comfort zone, but sometimes it doesn't happen very well, right? Okay. Round the die cut. Oh yeah, I think Joanne, you may have started a little bit late. You must have just heard the die cut. You must just hit the video when I was talking about that die cut. Which I should probably mention something. Depending on when people start watching the video, or if they paused it, which is something I should always mention. At any time, if you need to pause during the live, you can. But then what happens is sometimes you forget that you've paused, which is okay. And gosh darn it, you're making a comment on something that we talked about a little while ago, which is absolutely okay. But if you ever wondered why someone was making a comment about something that seemed like we talked about it a little bit ago, generally that's what happened, that they paused or yeah, so they're not quite live. They're live still, but not quite. All right, so here we go. And now I need to fix a couple of my boxes that weren't quite filled in. If I wanted, I could try to stamp over it again, but I don't want to stamp over it again because I know, and especially since that's a very thin stamp, that chances of it going in the exact place again are slim to none, right? So I'm just going to take my little Sharpie and I will just freehand that. Not even a ruler, I'll just freehand it to fill in those little spots that I didn't quite get my square. Oh, and we have one over here too. This one's a bigger one. That, this is I'll call it juicier. It's a juicier ink pad. So when you press down on it, you're getting a lot of ink. So on an ink pad like that, I wouldn't press down as much as I would as if I had a, probably like a dye ink. Anyhow, that's just a little behind the scenes of why it did what it did. And then just for now, I'm not going to clean this yet. I'll clean it later, but I at least want to get all of that off so that later when I throw something on top of it, because that's what will happen as we're working, I'll end up throwing something on top of it. And then it'll get all gross. Somehow I use them a lot. There we go. That's a newer one. The nibs of my Sharpies, because I use them so much, they start to wear down. And so I needed to grab a new one. Okay, so my trends for 2020. Welcome, Francis. Yes, you must be new. Yes, welcome. So I'll just really quick, since I happen to see Francis's comment. She says, this looks to be so much fun, even though I have lots of questions. Do you all do these in place of scrapbooking? And Francis, for every person that there is on, we'd probably all give you a different answer. I call this creative listing. And every once in a while, I include photos in my lists. Like this list that we just did was something that we do at the beginning of each new month. This one is called About Last Month. And so I use photos in that. Most of my lists, though, I don't use photos. So this list is 2020 trends. It's taking a lot of the products that we use in scrapbooking, like our stickers and our die cuts and our washi and our stamps, and then just playing. In a lot of cases, I found, and I think a lot of the people that are tune in every Saturday would agree that this doesn't have a lot of pressure associated with it. If you scrapbook, sometimes there's pressure with that, right? You have the perfect photo and you want to make sure that you do justice and you don't want to mess up. And so sometimes it's really paralyzing. But when we make our lists, it's just, you're basically just making a list. So You might try something new and not really like the way it turned out, but it's okay because it's a list. To me, though, it is still very much memory keeping because all of these books of lists that we're doing as we work, this is telling a lot about ourselves. A lot of scrapbookers, people that scrapbook, don't document themselves. So this is kind of a fun way to document yourself without photos. So my family can come back and go, geez, I wonder what mom's favorite Christmas songs were. And look at, there you go. Or I wonder what it was like when mom was a kid. There's my list when I was a kid. So we just have a lot of fun. Yeah, and then I'll let everybody else kind of chime in too during the chat. Some people do this and traditional scrapbooking. I also do memory keeping in a different traveler's notebook or different traveler's notebooks where I am scrapbooking, but in this traveler's notebook size format. So lots of different things. All right, 2020 trends. Yes, face masks. That was a big one, right? Another one, definitely for me, although I'm giving them a break this week. Press-on nails, because not lots of manicures were going on for a while there. Something called loungewear, right? And you define what loungewear means to you. If you were working from home or playing from home or just spending a lot of time at home, a lot of us were wearing loungewear. And loungewear could mean anything that you want it to mean, but I think you saw lots of loungewear cropping up, different online stores. If you watch any fashion influencers, people are wearing loungewear. So yes, loungewear was definitely a trend. And I would tell you that loungewear probably is not something that if let's say we did this the end of 2019 and then looked forward, just like we were able to jump to the future just for a minute, we'd be like, loungewear? We'd be like, wait a minute, what? Face masks, press-on nails, loungewear, what in the world is happening in our world? So I think this is another type of list that's a really fun one to do at the end of every year because it really is telling. And this will be a really cool list, I think, for someone to look back on one day, maybe if I ever have grandkids and if they're ever adults, that they could look back on this and be like, oh my gosh, look at how weird that was. Look at the trends from 2020. All right, so loungewear. This is another one. Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, all of the streaming services. Another one, this one we didn't do. Well, I did a little bit. I did banana bread, but baking bread. You remember when early in the pandemic, baking bread was like huge and all kinds of people were baking bread. Loungewear. Zoom, right? Zoom was a huge trend. Not the kids show, Zoom. This is another one, and not one that I've ever tried or really have any interest in trying, but is hot cocoa bombs. That was a big thing, like towards the end of this year. People would make hot cocoa bombs, kind of like a bath bomb, but it's a hot cocoa bomb, I guess. And you, probably there's a mold, and you'd probably pour like chocolate in the mold and then put stuff inside like hot cocoa and then marshmallows and sprinkles or something, and then put the top of the mold, more chocolate, whatever. Anyhow, if you Google hot cocoa bomb, you can see what it does, but you put it, I guess, in a mug, and then you pour boiling hot milk over it, and then the bomb opens, and then all this stuff. Anyhow, hot cocoa bombs. Hi, Anna. Zoom cocktail hours, right? Exactly. Okay, that's another thing on my list. Of course, the train wreck that it was, the Tiger King. That was a huge trend. Another one, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. I haven't watched any of that, but that was a big trend. Let's see, what else? What does that say? Oh, hot cocoa bombs. Oh, interesting. The coin shortage. Hoarding toilet paper. We did not do that. Hoarding toilet paper, but that was a trend. No, so what did I do? Oh, I know. Let's see. Home projects, house projects, home remodeling. I guess we'll call that home remodeling. And lots of people were doing at-home projects like that because we're spending a lot of time at home. Virtual learning, yes, tons of virtual learning. Oh, that's right. So yeast hoarders, that was a thing too, right? I mean, you could just say hoarding in general was a trend, which is scary, right? That was kind of a bit of a scary trend. All right, I think what I would like to do here, I'm going to put, I think, do I want my line in the middle? I think I like the line in the middle. So that was my pencil line in the middle, but I think I'm going to come in and do a black line in the middle, like that. All right, now let's take a look at a few of these. So these, I just had an idea. It wouldn't be able to go there. Okay, so let me tell you what my idea was. That this could be kind of fun. So I started looking at all of these, right? Donna, I do sell the ruler. It's just steel 6-inch ruler on my website. Yes, Mariana, because you were in Mexico, so probably not a thing. Yes, big shortage in the US. Online grocery pickup. Well, how can you manage to live with all the men in your life and not do Mandalorian? I know, right? Yes, exact stores. Stores. Exact change or credit cards. And a lot of times too, this was a trend. Only being able to pay with a credit card, no cash, right? People weren't taking cash because either they didn't have the change, or I don't know if they were trying to stop the paper money. A lot of times has different germs on it because it's been, it gets handled a lot. I don't know if that was part of it either. Donna, laylebymail.com, LAYLEBYMAIL.com. It's also in the description of the video down below. Matching your mask with outfits, yes. Okay. Kylie, you're having people import yeast for you. Okay, so what I was thinking here, originally my by the numbers was going to be a 2-page list, but I think what I'm going to do is to switch things out. I think by the numbers is going to go here. I think 2020 trends is going to go here. And as I started looking at all of these word strips, I think I'm going to do something really fun with these. I'm basically going to put them all over this page because a lot of this, as I started reading, puzzle building, tackling home projects, virtual happy hours, exercise. Yeah, no, not in this house. Pajamas all day, learning from home. So a lot of this really pertains to the 2020 trends. And again, these are the, I keep wanting to say Home Alone, the Let's Stay Home stickers and die cuts that I have linked. So I think what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. And so it worked out actually that I did not do that directly on the page. When we talk about ghosting, you see that? Do you see how you can see? It's a little, I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see because of the, anyhow, yeah, ghosting. So if I didn't put that on there, then I would have ghosted through the other page. All right, there we go. Now, what I might do, just to kind of pull in a little bit more color over here, and tie this in, I think I might take this guy. I don't know. I don't do vertical very often. This will either work or not. So let's see. I'm just erasing. I had ahead of time written in pencil what I thought I want, what I thought I wanted to go on the pages that I had left. And so now I'm just, my fingernails are a mess. Sorry. Let's see if we're going to go vertical here. I don't know. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone to go vertical. Yeah, no, I don't think so. The vertical is not going to happen. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room down here in case. Now I had already outlined that, so both of these pages will be outlined independently of each other, which that's okay. Normally, if I'm doing a spread, I just outline the perimeter and not the interior. But that's just me. Okay, maybe I won't do, well, no, I better. Now I better work through the little center bulge back because there's so much going on there. All right, so let's see if I want something to go in the center of all of that. It's too people-y outside, stay home. That would kind of be cute. So if I wanted to do, I don't know if this will work though. Let's see. I'm thinking that could be cute in the center. All right. And then just starting to put these things all around. Let's see. Word strip. This one, Kathy, is from Pink Fresh and it's called Let's Stay Home. The Let's Stay Home is linked in the description of the video. Yes, manicures. I know, right? Home manicures. For me, that was press-on nails. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now, we're just going to start with these little stickers. There's a ton of, there's like little pajamas. That's cute. There's some houses. There's movie icons. There's planting a garden. I mean, there's all different kinds of things. Okay, so let's say this is hard. Yes, right? It is hard. It's still hard. It will be hard for a while. Ain't nobody like a homebody. Yeah, that's true. And I like that they're large. Some are longer than others. Some are small, which kind of breaks things up, right? In different colors, so that's kind of fun. Learn from home. Binge watching. Hello. Yep. Binge watching. That was certainly part of it. So I think I'll be okay. I think what's going to happen is I think I'm probably going to come pretty close to using almost all those. Can I come in closer? Marie, just for a second or for the whole time? Let me try something. Hang on. Let's see what that does for us. Hang on, it's still adjusting. Better? Closer? Let's see if that's better. Francis, one last thing I'll mention. There in the description of the video, I have linked to a playlist, and that playlist will have link to all of the videos, all the listing videos that we've done this year. I've had a request to put together, lots of requests to put together a list of all of the lists that we've done. So I will work on a PDF that you can just download and print out if you want, that has all of the listing topics. Hi, Caesar Z. Just so, yeah. Okay, so let's see another one. What do we want to go next? Okay, here's the deal, guys. This will be one that I am going to finish up later, all right? Because we don't need to all sit here with me together as I keep filling in the blanks. We kind of get the gist of how I think that I want that to look when it is all done. So I will show that the start of next week. We're not done, don't worry. But I'll show that at the start of next week so we can keep working. The one thing I will do though, I'm going to come in similar to what I did on this list. I outlined this die cut. And so I'm going to outline this die cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this closer to me though. So you won't be able to see it as much. Well, actually you'll still be okay because I need to be able to see above it. When you outline things like that, slow is the key. Okay? You want to go really slow so that you don't inadvertently, what a difference that makes, right? So that you don't inadvertently go and outline, put your black marking onto whatever it is you're outlining, like I did here. So you can see how I did it right there? I was going too fast, and I did it up there, and I was going too fast. So if you're outlining, you can outline stickers. One quick thing about stickers. Not all stickers are created equal, right? So generally, well, set aside like the puffy stickers because that's something different. But generally, stickers are made out of either paper or cardstock. So these stickers, for example, the Pink Fresh stickers are cardstock. They're much sturdier and they are easier to outline. In other cases, like these, the Simple Story stickers, these are paper stickers, so they are much, much, much thinner. If you ever wondered why some stickers are more expensive than others, like these, the Doodlebug stickers are cardstock, so they are thick, thick, thick. They're a really nice weight, so they're super, well, I shouldn't say super thick, but they're thicker. They're cardstock and not paper. That's why you would pay not to get 1,700 stickers here, you would pay more here than you would here. Marie, can you zoom in? You may be able to, in the lower right corner of your little window, the video window, you'll see kind of a little square, but it's not a full square. It just like has the corners. So it would look kind of like, it would look like this, that, and that, and that, and that. I think if you click that, you can maybe expand your window. Maybe. Let me see. I'll try one more thing here. Hang on, guys. Excuse my arm. Better? Is that better? I think that's probably, we're not zooming. Oh, okay. So we're not zooming, but I am just moving the camera closer to where I'm working. So better. Okay. All right. I'll try to remember to do that more in the future so you can kind of see a little bit better. Okay. So that's our second list, 2020 trends. Third list that we're moving into is 2020 by the numbers. So that was going to be a 2-pager. Now it's going to be a 1-pager. So this will be 2020 by the numbers. So my thought for this one, and we kind of did a little bit, we did this a little bit earlier this year, but I thought this would be fun to kind of expand on a little bit. So let me go back here. I think it was in this one. Maybe it was in the one before this. Let me just look. We did oh no, there's a lot of Christmas in there. I mean, not a bad thing. I just mean it's not in there. Hang on a sec. I'm going to grab this other list. I know I say this every week. I have 2 now that I just need to wrap up, and then I need to flip through videos of them. and then post them. So let's see, was this the memory keeping one? No. Hang on. We're almost there. This is going to be the flip through, basically. No. Where is it? We did a list about prices. And it was on... Now it's going to bug me. I know exactly. I can picture it in my mind where it is. I just don't know which of my inserts it's in. Did I miss it? Anyhow, now that's really weird. It's gonna bug me. Hang on. Other notebook. It's in this one. All right, I just went too fast, yeah? Oh, there it is. That's what happened. I saw Christmas here and just completely ignored that. All right. So this one was prices of everyday items. What I thought I would look at is 2020 by the numbers, and look at some bigger, broader things like this. So like the average cost of a new house, average income, cost of a new car, rent, a movie ticket, gas, a stamp, things like that. So I have a few of those things in here like gas, but this is like on a much broader scale. This is a kind of list that would be fun to do, this 2020 by the numbers. I still think would be fun to do at the end of every year, but you'd really then see kind of bigger changes, I think, in something like this. Another idea for 2020 by the numbers, and I will probably do this, but I'm not sure, well, I don't know when or where, but you could do a personal 2020 by the numbers. So maybe like how I would do it if I was going to do a personal one, I would say that I taught 8,212 hours worth of classes, or I don't know what that number is. We did 41 Saturday classes. I had this many new followers on Instagram. I gained this many pounds, whatever it is. But you could do like a personal by the numbers for yourself too. Maybe if you do budgeting, how much you spent on groceries, or how much you saved by not eating out, or any way that you can incorporate numbers. It'd be something I think fun to do at the end of the year. So that was my thought for this one. So I'm using lots of 2s and 0s, right? And sometimes that's when your stamps come in handy. If you are using lots of numbers instead of using stickers. What I thought I would do on this one for 2020 by the numbers is use the number sticker tablet. This one has had a lot of love, you can see, because all of the pages are falling out. There are some numbers that will work, and then there are some numbers that won't work. Well, really, it's these little numbers that would work. But actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it was not this I was going to use. I'm using that one on list number 4. Sorry. So what I need to do, let's do this. Because I think this is just going to be lots of color. So I will use some of the teensy type. And I think maybe, actually, I'm thinking out loud, right? This is sometimes what helps. Or just what we do. I just read Teresa's comment. But because I have different colors, lots of different colors to use, but then I also have different number styles, 1, 2, 3 per sheet of the same color. That will give me a nice mix. So now I need to do a title that says numbers. I think I want to use both of those. Okay, so let's spell numbers. Let's do these. Okay, I'm just thinking for a second. I'm going to use the skinnies. So let's do this. Let's start. This one I'm just kind of clearly doing on the fly. I knew that I wanted to use a bunch of numbers, but other than that, I hadn't really planned it out. Where's my ruler? I need my skinny one again. All right, hang tight. I need to clear some things up because too much of a mess going on here. Too much of a mess. Move this. These can go off to the side for a second. Where? Okay, what was I looking for now? Oh, I know, my metal ruler. Not funny how that happens. I just lost it in. All right, friends, tell me where my ruler is. That's usually what happens. You guys are like, it's in the upper left-hand corner of your desk. And I'm not seeing it. Okay, oh, there it is, the upper right. Okay, so let's come in. I have ink and all kinds of things on my fingers. Okay, numbers. Uh-oh, what did I do with the N? The N's gone. Oh my gosh. It's under the tape. Under the tape. Oh, I know. My ruler was under the tape. Okay, but now where's the N? All right, we'll just use another N. I don't know what I did with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, look where it is. It's still where I left it on the, yeah. Golly jeepers. Okay, N. I'll move those over. U. These are also cardstock, so a little bit sturdier than, ooh. A little bit sturdier than the Simple Stories ones. NUM, B, E. These are 2 sheets, lest you were wondering why there's only one E. NUMBER. Where's Waldo? Yes. So, to find these things that are on my 2020 by the numbers list, I just Googled. So, like when I Googled the cost of a new house, that may or may not be the cost of the new house in your area. May or may not be the cost of a new house in my area. I don't know. Let's see, 2020 in the numbers? By numbers? Okay. I just had to think about what I wanted to do there because figuring out how much room I needed up here, but I think I'm okay because I'm going to, there we go. With cardstock, sometimes they're a little bit harder to, well, not harder because it's still easy, but that's why that guy went a little skimwampus. All right, let's outline. I decided to go with black title just because there's going to be a lot of color going on here. There will be lots of color. So if there are other things, if there are things I included and you want to include something different, just Google what's the average. Just when you do that, make sure to put 2020 because if you put average cost of a new house, you might pull something up from like 2014 and then it wouldn't really pertain to 2020. Okay, I'm going to do this. 2020 in numbers. Okay. Oh, and then I need a little dot at the end, like that. Okay, so now I feel like I might need a just a little divider here. So I will do it in pencil and then I'll decide later if I have a little divider like that. That's not even. Okay. So then what I thought would be fun, this is the calendar of color washi tape. Since we're going to be doing a lot of color here. Oh, hang on. I had to fix that because a little bit was peeling off on the bottom, so I wasn't getting the full, I won't say the full Monty. Nobody wants the full Monty. Okay, there we go. Thought that I would use a little bit of this since it has the months at the bottom. Oh, Leo, come on. It's me, it's not the washi. Oh, I'm trying to be too impatient. Dee. I would say I'll do it later, but I can't. I need it now. All right, slow. Because I keep I'm about ready to throw it out the window for a second. All right, here we go. We're going to start at March. And I'm going to go very slow. Something's happening to it. I'm not sure. It's like it's folded over somehow. And as I'm picking it off, I am picking my nail polish off at the same time, which I don't want to be doing. All right, there we go. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Betty from Nova Scotia, welcome. That happens with washi sometimes, you guys. All right, then I thought it would be fun to pull in this numbers washi tape. Both of those are linked in the description, just because this is also by the numbers, right? Okay, there we go. And I like both of those together because they both have an opaque background, transparent, right? Okay, so there we go. Looks like I did a bunch of stamping the easy way. All right, so now let's see, get those out of here. New house. So what I thought I would do, instead of writing first, I would do the number and then do that. So let's look at new house was 320,000. That's what Google said. Just had a thought, but I won't do that. I was thinking, oh, maybe I could use alphabet stickers to spell out some of the numbers, but I don't want to do that. I'm out of frame. Am I? Oh, that was probably a while ago. I probably just caught that later. All right, let's see. Let's see what colors. I will start with the pink. All right, so there's a dollar sign. And let's start with these. 3, 2, oh, all right, this is what I'm going to do with this one. Because I don't want to use 4 zeros, I'm going to say 320, and then I will do a K. I'll do an uppercase K. 320K, that is, average cost of a new house. Remember, these numbers are all just Googled, and so not necessarily a particular, I know, right? It's funny, Kylie, now I'm reading, what's that? Now I'm reading some belated comments, I think. That was funny. No crafty violence. Back away from the stamp pad. Okay. Just Googled, so that's what Google said average cost of a new house was. Some of you may be going, oh, I wish, and some of you may be going, oh my gosh, that's really expensive. It just depends on your area, right? Like Canada. Any of you ever watch HGTV and watch people buying a house in Canada? And it's like $1.8 million for this little box house. And you're like, wait a minute, what? And then you find out they're in Toronto. And then I guess cost of living is really high in Toronto. And I'm pretty sure that the average cost of a new home in Toronto, Canada is not $320,000. Oh, good, Donna. I'm glad it was easy to order. Okay, next up, average income. So this was an interesting one. And I think what I will do here is I'm going to do that so I don't end up with like it'll just kind of, bounce numbers around a bit, the stickers. So average income, it said $68,703. This is another example. That could be in your area, that could be high, that could be low. I have no idea where they come up with these numbers. So that is what it said the average income was in 2020, $68,703. So let's do, I don't know. I'm not sure here. I'm not sure if I'm going to like the going to the different sizes and fonts. So let's try. 60. I love this 8. This 8 looks like it's upside down, but that's the way it's supposed to be. 68,703. These are teensy type. I'm using all teensy types. They're from Doodlebug. One thing that's kind of cool about Doodlebug products, their color palette stays the same regardless of what they do. So, these stickers, this color, limeade. These are two different variations of green, but that is limeade. So that limeade, that green would be the same as this green. That is also limeade. That is also the same green that is in their washi. That's also the same green that's in that washi. So all of their products use those same colors, which is nice because then you know that things will always kind of match from product to product. They do, which I think is kind of cool. All right, average income. Next one, new car. So new car. This is like if we were on The Price is Right. When you're trying to guess the cost of a car. New car. It said $37,851. Again, depends on the type of car. Depends on, actually, I'm going to do these, I think. But let's see. 37851. I'm okay. Those are all individual numbers. So let's do this. No, I don't want to do that. I am going to bring in, how about this? Just so we really mix up our fonts. 37851. I'm still good there because I have all of my numbers. This is why, you guys, I use tons of alpha and numeric stickers. That's probably in my stash of products, my personal stash of products. So the products that I have and use all the time, I have lots of letters and numbers because they're super versatile for listing. That's also why I have on my website lots of letters and 37. That's also why I have lots of numbers and letters on my website, because if we're listing, then you might need lots of letters and numbers. 37. Just while I'm doing this, because it's just taking a sec to place these, I have kind of a different assortment of products on my website. Besides the scrapbook kits and the project kits that I do, pretty much everything on my website is what I have and what I use for working in traveler's notebooks. That's why there's lots of washi, because I use washi all the time. That's why there's lots of word strip stickers, lots of letter and number stickers, lots of die cuts. Really no 12 by 12 paper, because I don't use 12 by 12 paper in my lists. 6 by 8 pads, yes, because I think 6 by 8 pads are awesome for that. But if you've ever looked at something, my website and thought, gosh, that's kind of weird. Why does she have this and not that? That's why. Average new car cost. Okay. I missed Angel Time again. I did. You guys, what's funny? Pretty much always at 12:35 is when I see it. Well, not always, but that's usually, I looked up Angel Time. Colleen was trying so hard with her all uppercase. Yes. I caught it a minute late. Let's see. Colleen. Okay, Colleen, are you talking about your order from me? Yes? Okay, hold on. I see lots of things. I need to back up for a second. Okay, I need to back up because I need to see what some of the comments were. So Mariana, 900,000 for a rundown house in the sketchy part of town. Karen got her fall TN insert done. Good. 274,000 pounds in the UK. Poverty. Let's see. Anything under 120,000 in the Bay Area income. The cost of living in the Bay Area is insane, right? Yes, by profession, it would definitely, you could do by profession. 320 will get you a condo in Seattle, right? And you know what? It's so weird how it's different places. So, and that is, I guess that's how they just figure the average. I don't know if it's median or mode or whatever, I'm just using average. Takes me way back to Excel classes many years ago. The mean, median, and mode. Anyhow. But this could be an interesting by the numbers. You could do average across the US or average across the UK or Canada or wherever you live. And then you could do in your area. So that would be kind of a good compare contrast. That'd be kind of fun to do. 530K is the average for Brisbane, Australia. I've been to Brisbane. I taught some classes in Brisbane. 70,000. Karen has a condo for sale in Kansas. 3 bedroom, 2 baths, fireplace, deck, stainless steel appliances, all new flooring, and it's 70,000. Oh my heavens. 70,000 for the whole condo. That's when it's different parts of the country. Isn't that crazy? Fairly certain. So Simple Stories has started to, yes, starting last year, they've started to with their Color Vibe collection. Somebody asked if Simple Stories does that also with their colors, and they've started to a little bit with their Color Vibe collection. Okay, let's see. Colleen. So I could probably count on one hand. I know what happened to Colleen. I know it happened to Sheila? Sure. I know it happened to Penny. There's probably 5 people that we have watched their orders literally go all over the United States. And we have absolutely no idea why. It's the post office. And 5 orders is a very small percentage of the orders that I ship out. But for whatever reason, it's craziness. It's just the post office. And I can only imagine. I mean, post office, I can't say anything bad about because they are very important to my business. They're an essential to my business. I can only imagine what is going on with all of the, with online shopping and how that has affected the post office because of COVID. But then also the holidays, I think there's some craziness going on for sure. Okay, Rent. So rent. Actually, I'm going to do this one here instead. Movie ticket. I don't know. I haven't gone to a movie and I mean, certainly no time at all in COVID times, right? Absolutely no time in COVID times, but I haven't gone, I mean, really with Netflix and all of the, when I say Netflix, I kind of, it's like Kleenex, right? What I mean by that is, Kleenex or Band-Aid, or a Coke, right? A lot of people use those terms interchangeably. They are brand names, but that have kind of turned into things that are just kind of standard names. So when I say Netflix, I mean all the streaming services, but this is $9.11, by the way. Yeah, I just haven't gone to movies in a really long time. But the average cost of a movie ticket in this year, in 2020, was $9.11. I just had an idea. I think maybe that's why I pulled that out. I think I had somewhere a little icon of a movie. Maybe, it might be too big, might not work. I should probably pull more of these out so that I could see. Oh yeah, see? That could go there, sure. Is that upside down? No, oh my gosh. Oh Lordy, never mind. Please never mind that I just turned that upside down. Clearly that was not upside down. I turned it upside down. I do realize that the reel is there. I think the reason I was thinking that is because usually when you see the little camera thing, I think the little handle is over on the other side. At least that's what I'm going with. I don't know. All right, there we go. Movie ticket. So next up, I have rent. A good thing for our son, Samuel P. Sam. I call him Samuel P. sometimes. That rent is not this average, because I guarantee you if rent was this much, he would not have moved out. Rent, $1,468. That is let's go with, no. Oh, I need an orange. Do I have an orange one of these? I didn't go in Reggie Bib order. Do I have orange? I have a big orange. Ooh, okay, so wait. Maybe I need to wait. I have lots of oranges. Oh, I could do this orange. Okay, $1,468. Yes, Sam would not have moved out if his rent was $1,468. It's been an interesting, well, he really is. He moved in maybe 3 weeks ago, so not long ago. I think it's always good for them to move out besides college, because college is insulated, right? They really aren't paying their utilities and aren't paying for food and things like that. They're on their own, but not really. Now he's on his own. So he's getting a good taste of what toilet paper costs. And electricity and all those things. Rent in New York for a studio starts at $2,600. Isn't that crazy? $2,600. Yes, the cost of movies should be pick your favorite streaming, which I think Mary. Oh my gosh. I know every time I ask you that. I did movie and Netflix. So interesting. When I did movie before, I bet I looked at movie just in our area. So I did movie and Netflix before. $1,468. That is rent. I better call that monthly rent. Monthly rent. Okay. Oh, you know what? I bet there's a little house in here. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I know there was, the list that I looked at had like, I don't know, Harvard college tuition. So that could, if you have kids in college, or if you're in college, I shouldn't say kids in college. If you're in college, you could put that on there. What did I think? I swear there was a little house. Oh, maybe the little house was, and stickers, right? Hang on. I moved them. That font for number freaks me out a little bit. Which one? This one? Oh, this one. That does? Does that scare you? I don't know. Cool to do this next to the cost the year we were born. Yes, that would be another really fun one. I love that because that's the kind of thing that you could totally find on Google, right? Oh, look, there's an orange. Interesting. Both our cameras go that way. Okay, where's a house? Oh, here's a house, but, all right. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try something. This house doesn't work in the shape that I want it to be in. So that's when we get out our scissors. Okay. Oh, that could be cute. It's going to be like the shape of a little house, how I cut it. Ah, now it's a hexagon. But I don't want it to be a hexagon. Okay, little house. Like Little House on the Prairie. I don't like it. I don't like it. We'll use it for something else later. All right, keep going. Keep going. Yes, the numbers title. It freaks you out. Isn't that interesting? You found your alphabetties from Provocraft from the year of the flood. The year of the flood in Salt Lake? Donna. So Donna said, does Sam have a good job? Sam's rent is not $1,468 a month. Sam's rent is $500 a month. Sam is right now learning how to be an electrician. Yes. So he does okay. Yeah, he does okay. It's the weird 3 and the 8 that are the fun and the crazy. Those. Okay, gotcha. I understand. Now, watch this. I wasn't sure I'm like, that is weird, but I get it now. See, isn't that funny? Because I like the skimwampusness of them. But if we do this, we really can't do it for the 3, but you can do it for the 8. Right? There we go. Better? They really are upside down, not right side up. Now, Phoebe, so if you're saying time to move to Utah, none of these are Utah numbers. These are national averages. Sam's rent of $500. He lives with 3 other guys. So that's why his rent is a little bit cheaper than, yes. He lives in a house with, yeah. No, being sarcastic. Oh, I understand. Gotcha. So the reason I thought you said that is Provocraft used to be in Utah. And there was a flood back in the 80s. And so I thought you were saying that, anyhow, never mind. 25 years old and still sick. Here's something that I'm just going to mention really quick. A lot of times you end up with sticker sheets that have, it's kind of, you're down to the very, very end, right? And there's only maybe a couple of stickers left. Maybe you have a couple of numbers left. These types of lists are great to use those stickers for, because you can really just mix and match and it's okay. You can mix different colors. You can mix different fonts, different styles, uppercase, well, not uppercase and lowercase, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's keep going. Monthly rent. GTG. Okay, this one, gas. Gas. What I'm going to do for gas, this might look a little odd, but I'm going to try it. I am going to spell it out because I kind of have a lot of room there. So let's look at another color. What if we do red here? Where did the reds go? Oh, they're down here. If you didn't think that I like alpha stickers, now you know that I do because you can see my large giant stack. To me, it's good. It makes sense to spend money on them because you definitely get your use out of them. All right, so let's see. This is 260. 260. So let's try this. Let's try these. T W. My stomach started growling. You could probably hear that. It was loud. It was loud. It's past lunchtime. 260. As so we're kind of down to the, well, I'm just chit-chatting now, down to the end of the holidays now, right? That it's always funny, the week between Christmas and New Year's is always like such a weird time, I think. There's a little meme that I posted to the Mail by Mail Facebook group yesterday, a day before, no, a couple days ago. And it's two little stick figures, and 260. Two little stick figures, and the one is a stick figure that has a little Santa hat on it, and it says December 1 through 25, and it says feeling festive. And then next to it, there's a stick figure holding like a wedge of cheese, and it says December 26th through 31st. Confused, holding cheese, not knowing what day of the week it is, or something like that, or confused, fat with cheese, or something like. It's really funny. Because it is kind of a weird, time of year, that weirdness between Christmas and New Year's. Gas, 260. This is important. A gallon. Some parts of the world don't gallon, they liter. So that's probably an important distinction that you might decide to have on your list. Okay, what is next? Stamp, postage stamp. Postage stamp, 50 cents. And that, boy, do we see that climb, right? Year after year. I now pay a lot of attention, not postage stamps, but I pay a lot of attention to postage now because that's a big part of my business. And so it's never fun when postage goes up, because then that means it goes up for you guys, which is no fun. What color? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I think maybe we could try it. No. All right. Well, maybe. This blue? Okay, I need a blue in there, but I'm not going to put this blue because then it will look too like All-American USA red, white, and blue. So I'm not going to do that there. Purple. All right, I'm generally not a purple fan, but I could use these. We'll use these. This is like going to be loud and proud purple, right? And this purple's the kind of thing, you either love it or you hate it, right? You either love it, that's big. So probably too big, because I'll have postage stamp, and then I am kind of messed up here, down here. So let's see if I have any other purple ones in here. Now purple, I don't think we see purple exist in any of the Simple Stories. I don't think purple exists in any of the Simple Story stickers. I'm just over here off to the side here. I probably shouldn't do that. Diane said, looks like another 3-hour session watching as I take down and put away Christmas. Yes, gas for Ellen is still under 2. Yes, dollar bullet sign for gas. So Kelly, that's interesting that you said that, because if I was speaking out loud what I was going to do, I was kind of over here, and then I didn't, I didn't do it. So it's not going to have a dollar. It's just going to be plain, because I didn't really leave. Well, if I wanted, I could, no, I'm just going to leave it. All right. Oh yes, I was looking for purple. See, you can tell purple's not, you know what, I'll do one of these. One of these will work. Nope, not that one. Well, we haven't used the circle. Maybe we could try the circle. No, it needs to be something big. It has to be something big, because it's just, two things. So let's look. Maybe we try these. No, those won't work either. Let's go over to here. Oh, Lordy. It's all good. No orange. Well, we could do this one. Maybe we do a pink. Let's try this, because these are a little bit, let's try. Maybe we can do this. These tweezers. So I use them on my stickers a lot, but I especially like to use them on the Simple Stories ones, because the Simple Stories stickers are paper. quite a bit thinner than the cardstock, so they're just a little bit easier to handle when you, or at least for me. There, we got to add that little guy because we don't want it to be $50. $5, like the Hawaii $5. Bye, Sandy. You're probably already gone. Yes, Cindy, we're still here. Still hanging out. Tina. I always laugh when people say that. Tina said, I could listen to Lael 24/7. She has one of those voices. And if you said that to my husband, to Nick or the boys, they'd be like, oh my gosh, can't even believe anybody said that. I'm sure they think that my voice is like the screeching, right? Just don't mind me. I thought it was too close to up there, so I'm moving it. Let's use that to move. Sometimes a little bit easier said than done. Those of you that maybe came in late, I really want to encourage you to go back and watch the beginning because there is an amazing giveaway that is actually going to last throughout the entire month. One of your fellow Saturday folks, are they 55 cents, Cindy? The list, can you guys tell, Cindy, will you do me a favor and Google that really quick? And let me know, because 55. So is it 55 though in 2021 or in 2020? Because I think they jumped up again, did they? Okay, so, oh yes, so Denise, did you Google stamps in 2020? Or stamps, stamps in 2021? Because I know the price went up. Stamps went up by 5 cents. Okay, Nancy, stamps went up by 5 cents. So what is the cost of a stamp in 2021? Are they 60 cents now or are they 55 cents? 55 cents in 2020. Thank you. Oh, but wait. See, look it. Now I'm seeing conflicting information. Nancy said 55 in 2020. Denise, 55 in 2021. 55 in 2020. So the same for 2021. There we go. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Oh, that's interesting. And I picked a 0. Oh, man. So guess what? I have an idea. Oh, no, that won't work. Okay. So let me tell you what I thought I was going to do for a sec. I don't have 2 5s. Then I thought, oh, I can go to these stickers because I can use one of these big awesome ones. But guess what? I can't do that because these are only through 31 because they're meant for months. All right, so let's just go to, Lordy, who knows, who knew that the cost of a stupid stamp would cause us so many problems? Cause us. When I say us, I mean me, clearly, right? Did I have another one of those out? Yes. I'm cheating. Okay, don't tell, I'm cheating. I'm going to another one. I'm going to another book to get my other 5. All right. Oh my heavens, this list, of all the lists, this one seems like it's taken forever. This should be the easy one. 55 cents. Postage stamp. Okay. So now I need one more, and I don't have another one on my list. So I am going to call this good. I'm going to call this one good, and I will come in and finish that one up later today. Not while we are listing together. So 2020 in numbers, we have my trends, and I'll come back and finish that one. We have about last month, December. All right. This is what I want to talk about next. My last list is things to focus on in 2021 or things I want to do differently in 2021. This is a totally different version of a New Year's resolution. So New Year's resolution, I decided very purposefully I didn't want to use that. And I decided very purposefully what I have on my list has nothing to do with eating more healthy or getting more exercise or losing any weight, because those are always on there and generally, hi mom, those are always on the list and they just don't, I don't know. I don't want them on my list this year. I just don't want them on my list. So they're not going to be on my list. However you want to word this, whether it's your things that you want to focus on, things you want to do differently, things you want to do more of, things you want to do less of, you decide. But because this is 2021, this is not going in this book. I am ending this book with about this year. So it'll be about this year, 2020. That means I'm starting a new book, a new insert to start off 2021. So that brings a question. How do I end a list? Or how do I end an insert? I get that question a lot. How do I end an insert and how do I start a new one? So what I thought I would do is just talk about that one a little bit. We probably will not, I'm going to talk about two things here. So we probably won't, I don't think we'll end up doing that fourth list today, the things to focus on in 2021. I will move that to the first list for next week. So we can talk about these other things. So to end, I had shared, maybe last week, I had shared this, I think in this one, I had used a card that said to be continued. So you could use a stamp, you could use letter stickers, you could write be continued, and then you just move right into your next book. Because we are ending a new year, I saw this pop up on Instagram, I want to say maybe beginning of this week, beginning of last week, this week, whatever it is. And I thought, oh, this would be perfect. So this is, I've linked to this in the description of the video. This is word art from Allie Edwards, and that is her handwriting, and it says goodbye 2020. There were two of them. One said goodbye 2020 and one said peace out 2020. I decided to go with goodbye 2020, and I just brought that into Photoshop and printed it on one of my 8.5 by 11s and cut it down. So that could go right here. I am going to trim it a little bit further just because I don't want it to kind of roll around the edge there. I'm going to trim it down a little bit, and I might put a piece of paper behind it just to give it a little bit more color. I think that's what I'll do. But again, I've linked to this one in the description of the video. Here is another option. I've also linked this one in the description of the video. This is another free printable. This is from In a Creative Bubble. So this is from Gerald in a Creative Bubble. I've linked to this one as well. So these are 3x4 cards, and this I just printed out on an 8.5 by 11, the white cardstock. But this you could use for 2020 reflections. And this you could use. Cheers to the new year. So glad 2020 is over. So those are a couple of different options that you could use this year if you are moving out of an old and into a new insert. Terry, I think Terry asked, do you do one little word? And if you do, can you share your word? So one little word is, I'm just going to start looking through some things as I talk about this and what I might want to use here. These are papers from the Hello Today pad. I already know what I'm going to do with this one. So one little word. One little word is something that Allie Edwards has done for years. If you Google, you can tell I'm trying to think and work at the same time. This is not going to work there because This is one of the Let's Stay Home die cuts that we've been using that I pulled out. There are better days ahead. And I thought, you know what? That is perfect to end 2020. So I am not going to use that because that color does not blend well with that at all. So I just need to kind of keep that in mind as I am looking. Anyhow, Google one little word, Allie Edwards, and she does a whole year-long kind of class focus about it, picking a word at the beginning of the year and having that word kind of guide you for the year. Terry, up until 2 years ago, I had never done one. This just may not work because the colors are not a totally different color palette. So I had never done one until 2 years ago. 2 years ago, so 2018, end of 2018, hang on you guys, I just need to grab a couple of other paper pads. End of 2018, well, beginning of 2019, I guess, I had made a decision that I was going to leave Simple Stories after working there for 6 years. With my mail business, it had grown so much that I basically was doing 2 full-time jobs and it was too much. So I knew that I was going to leave, but I didn't know when. And this one little word hit me over the head. Hang on. Let's see. That could potentially work. One little word, hit me over the head, and it was focus. And I thought, no matter what I do, if I just keep focusing on long term, that eventually I will be done with my job at Simple Stories, and then I will be able to focus 100% on, I just got to get through. So that was my one little word. And it really did. It really, really helped me. It really helped me focus and stay positive, just to kind of, as I was working through things that year before I made the decision to leave. Ooh, that one is kind of fun. Yeah, I'll use that one. Sorry, it's hard for me to think and talk sometimes at the same time. Like, that was very hard. That was Art Walk. That's the Heidi Swapp Art Walk. I don't have it linked, but it's on my website. So yes, focus was my word, and it really, really helped me. Then I did another one last year. This year, but I failed miserably with it. And here's the thing, there's no, you don't have to do anything with it. It can just kind of be a word that, you focus on. But last year, my word was balance. I do not have a very good balance in my life. I work a lot, and that's just me. It's my personality. And if my mom is still on here, she'll tell you that's probably the one thing about me. Well, I shouldn't say one thing. That's the thing that she will get on me about all the time, because I am not good at it at all. Having any balance. That's just my personality. I just jump in with everything. And my business is what I'm jumping in with. I've always kind of done that with my jobs and stuff. It's just, I'm not proud of it, but it's the way that it is, right? I shouldn't say I'm not proud of it, because it's good. That's, it's not a bad trait to have. It's just that it's too much. So balance was my word for 2020, and I had zero balance, so it didn't work out really well. Right now, I don't have a word. I probably won't end up having a word for 2020 or 2021. I just don't think I will. But people do really neat things with it. They incorporate it in. Some people wear a necklace with their word on it. Some people document about it every month in their traveler's notebook, or in a scrapbook layout, or in mini books, or something like that. So that's just a really quick, high level about a really quick high level about one little word. Balance, Joellen, good for you. That was mine last year. My unbalanced year. Okay. Growth. Create, simplify, journal, plan, joy, live creatively. Love that. Progress. Create. Now. I love that now. Like live in the now. Vision, imagination, move. That's a good one. So you guys, so many words, so many great words. I think if you go to Allie's website, I think she generally every year has lists of words that people have used every year. So if you want to do a one little word and you're kind of in need of an idea, then you could go look at that as well. All right. Just doing a little bit of outlining. There we go. And we'll come in. Oh, what did I do? I'm trying to go too fast, I think. There we go. Some cooking is happening in the kitchen. I can smell it. Jack's in there whipping up something. Hopefully he's saving something for me too, huh? All right, there we go. And then that little guy, there are better days ahead. Okay, so I could put it there. I could put it up there. I could put that right there. I could put it there, or I could put it there, or I could put it at the bottom. I think I like it right there. Maybe up a little bit higher. That's what I'm going to do with it. All right, so there's my end of 2020. For the start of, oh, you've got a double. Your word is a double. Move, not only get ready to move, but move my body. Yeah, that's what that's what I need to move that way too. Stop and cook brunch. Oh, Terry, hate it when that happens. Okay, Kylie, you have to tell us what that means. I think I saw that somewhere. I've noticed this year kind of a trend. It seems like people are using some foreign words that are kind of cool. Oh, Kathy, that's a great idea. Pinterest. So if you Google one little word on Pinterest, you'll probably find tons of ideas. Grand Littles. I love that name, Grand Littles. Rhythm, momentum. You guys, you got some great words. Focus. Good one, Nancy. All right. So then to start a new one. Where is my new one? To start a new one. So this one, I need to remind myself for next week that I need to do the stitching. So I need to remember to show stitching and how I'm going to fix that guy. All right. Where am I? I don't know where I went. My head, maybe I went to Hawaii or something, but I went somewhere else for a minute. Okay, last one. We're going to talk about how to do an intro for a new insert. So as far as an intro goes for a new insert, you kind of have two different places that you can go. Sky not saying, how much longer? That's a good question. You're tired, how long? You can stop at any time. You can stop at any time. You definitely don't have to hang out for the entire time. You can press pause. You can stop and come back and watch it any time. Once the live is over, you can come back and watch it from the beginning. You can watch it as many times. You can watch it anytime. So please feel free to jump off whenever you'd like. I don't know how much longer, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. It just depends. It just depends on how I feel and how long I decide to go. All right, so right here, you could use this. This is a surface area that you could use for intro. This is also surface area that you could use for intro. So I think what I'm going to do is, what I thought I would do, I have this hello today. That is part of, that's the 6x8 pad from Simple Stories. So it is too wide, right? It's 6x8, so it's going to be 6 inches. So it's too wide. I'm going to see if I can cut it down to 5. That means I would cut 1/2 inch off of each edge. And we're okay. Look at that, just barely. So it's 5. Now I need it to be 8.25. Oh, actually, it is just going to be, it'll be a little bit short, but that's okay. So I thought if that went there, then my 2021 could go right there. So let's try that. Just turned on the little light just so I could see. It's a little bit easier to see with against that black on the edge as I'm cutting. Okay, Debbie, I don't know what you were saying when you said no. I totally missed something. How long depends on how many squirrels run across the desk. Exactly. How many squirrels run across the desk? Okay, but we're close. We're close. I think I think I'm getting tapped out on the creative side right now. So, yeah. All right, this is going to be weird. But this is what I'm going to do. And I won't do this. I'm not going to do this with all of us together. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. This may seem like a lot, but this is just isn't working for me. It's just too much. It's too tight, and I don't like it. So what I'm going to end up doing, I am going to fussy cut all of these. I will not do these all together, or else the person that asked how long would think I was nuts. She maybe already does, or he. Anyhow, I will finish fussy cutting while I am binge watching, while we're watching Lost. All right, well, my husband and I are watching Lost. So I am coming in, and I am going to cut out each of these letters. And then I am going to adhere them to the page, because then I get to decide the spacing instead of it deciding the spacing for me. Right? So here we go. It's going to take a little while, but that's okay, because as I do these, I'll just watch TV and do it, and then I'll feel like I'm being productive instead of being a sloth in front of the TV. All right, there we go. So I'm going to do my hello today right here, and then this may or may not go in here. We'll see. It may be too blocky, but it might be okay. So I could jumble them together. You could move them around. I could do lots of things, right? I could do lots of different things. I could do H-E-L-L and then the O on its own. Like, no. Anyhow, so that is where we are going to end today. Marilee, what was the name of that website again? The one whose printables you're using right now. So both of them are linked in the description of the video. So there were 2 of them. One was Allie Edwards, and that was the Goodbye 2020. So that was this one. And the other one, this is In a Creative Bubble. And I've linked you to exactly where on those websites that you can download those, and both of those are free. All right, so I don't know, I may have missed a ton of other questions. I don't know what I missed, you guys. Anyhow, all right, I am going to flip the camera because we need to talk about the giveaway again. And this is really important. If you guys, yes, thank you too, Karen. Please, please, please hit the like button before you go, or she will shoot her printer. Yes, please hit the like button. That is super, super important. All right, now hang on, because now when I flip, this is going to be really weird, because this is all skimwampus now, because I've moved it a lot. So bear with me for a sec. There's the ceiling. It's going to be weird. Anyhow, okay, guys. So here's the deal. Move that out of the way. Hopefully that doesn't come crashing to the ground. Ooh, a little crooked. All right. So really quick, I want to talk about that giveaway again, because this is a really big one. It's a really good one. Well, they're all good, but this is like a super special one. One of you contacted me last week and gave a very, very, very generous giveaway. She has an Epson Creative Print, the printer that I always use. She has a printer, and it is brand new in the box, and she would like to donate it. So the giveaway, this giveaway will run through the end of January 2021. And I will bring it up again each Saturday at the beginning and the end. The way that I will ask you to enter, this is a pay it forward. So this isn't maybe something for you, unless you have someone comment and do it for you. But this is a pay it forward. It's kind of a pay kindness forward. So I'd like you to nominate someone that you would like to have printer. Could be someone on here, could be someone in your family, it could be a friend, it could be whomever, but I'd like you to nominate a person and tell me why. Then the very last session in January that we do, I will announce the winner. I will also be pairing with that, is I want to pay kindness forward as well. The person that does the nominating that is selected. So the nominee will receive the printer. The nominator will receive a $50 gift card to my website. So after the video is over today, either this Saturday or any Saturday until the end of January, please leave a comment, not in the chat, but leave a comment on the video and nominate the person that you feel should have that wonderful printer. And such an amazing act of kindness that this anonymous person has. It's not me. This anonymous person has offered. It's just, I think, the neatest thing. It's such an amazing group of people that we have here on Saturdays. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's kind of the last vestiges of what are left over of the holidays. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have fun listing if you're finishing your listing, and be safe. And the mom part comes out of me, wear your mask. Couple things that were also mentioned, the Facebook group. So linked in the description of the video, you have, I don't remember if it's the Lail by Mail Facebook page or the group. Either way, search Lail by Mail and you can find both on Facebook. There's also a link on Instagram, my website, all of those things. The very last thing, I'm remembering this from now on, the way that I'm always going to say goodbye is my husband Nick's, one of his very favorite sayings that he would always say to us when we would leave the house as the kids were growing up, and that is, have fun storming the castle. So have fun storming the castle this week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.